Welcome to the game,
I
everyone.
guess I'll accept.
You better accept, otherwise it's going to be trouble. We won't.
I still remember the first time we started doing this, I joked about not accepting, and I actually left.
Like not accepted it, and boop, off he went.
It's like accidentally hit the wrong button. Oops.
It's like, whoops. Okay.
I was like, as a DM, I think that's probably the highest compliment when somebody's like, "No, I'm out.
They're like,
I've had it. Had it with your crappy game." All right, so is that okay? What happened there?
Not it.
Okay. All right, cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Glad to see you all. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Does anybody have the score in front of them? How bad are the Bengals trashing the Rams?
By one touchdown.
By one touchdown. Are they in fourth quarter yet?
A lot of happy St. Louisans tonight if they get trampled.
You
I bet.
believe it.
Yep, absolutely. I got to be honest though, I lost interest in the Super Bowl probably 10 years ago at the minimum, and it's just like I never used to watch a lot of pro football anyway. I used to watch years and years ago. I like to watch college football, but after we had kids, it was hard to sort of justify taking an entire Saturday in front of the TV. When there were things to do, and I just got out of the habit of it and never got back in. You guys watch a fair amount of football?
Kind of the same way. I never was a big football watcher, but I watched occasionally. But that kind of went away when the Rams left.
Mhm.
It was weird for me not having skin in the game, even if it wasn't the Rams playing. It just like, okay.
Yep. I don't know. I used to like to watch college because it just seemed more exciting, but I just got out of the habit of that too. Now I don't even have TV. So it's, I have Roku and they don't have anything on it. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna
Currently
do.
the Bengals are leading the Rams 16-20.
Wow, low scores. All right.
Yeah, and not many penalties. So,
Less for you in Chicago when Chicago was kicking ass, the Bears in the 80s.
Yeah, sort of. I left sort of right before they really took off in sort of like the later 80s. So I moved down here in 86, something like that. So I think most of that action was like 87, 88, 89.
It was.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was nice to see, but it was never really my thing, but that's okay. All right. So let's talk something that is my thing, which is Dungeons and Dragons. Last time, huh?
That's so much cooler.
It is much cooler. Well, nowadays it is. And one thing that about Dungeons and Dragons that's superior to NFL football is you can almost always get out of a game without a concussion. So
Right.
That's huge
Not always, but
positive.
most of the time.
Not always, but huge positive generally. So last time, you guys got to what they call the Seela village. That sounds great, Doug.
Okay.
You guys got to the Seela village. Tilgian brought you there from the area, and you were welcomed pretty much to the village. But you found a very interesting sort of bifurcation taking place amongst the villages. Maybe 30 or 40 villagers here, all different kinds of fae, and split essentially largely into two camps. On one side, you had the people that Vuhl had convinced that it was time to stop singing, and this was a direct impingement of their freedoms, and that timbre had no right to force them to do this basically in perpetuity. And why should they be the last defense against Indomitable, running roughshod over the fire forest. And it doesn't even seem to be working anyway. The fire forest has gotten so much worse, and it's got to be Indomitable related. He's just like, we should just stop. She's probably just lying to us. But even if she isn't, do we want to live this way? On the other hand, is Tilgian. Tilgian's like, look, we've always done it this way. Can we really take a chance that timbre was wrong, and that she's a nymph of the wood. She is part and parcel of the fire forest. She is us, and she would never purposefully mislead the fae of this village in such a way that would essentially enslave them for some nefarious purpose. She would never do that. And so Tilgian, so the other sort of faction is those who are still with Tilgian and saying, look, we got to keep on keeping on until timbre tells us that it's over, or whatever. But you're talking about a couple of years it's been, and no one has seen Tamber. Nobody really knows where she is. She just, when she had previously visited the village, she would just sort of materialize out of the fire forest, come in, lay some pronouncements down, and exit. And she generated a fair amount of awe, but also a fair amount of fear. Because she was just so much more powerful, a creature of the much deeper forest than these Fae are. And then in the middle,
phone app.
I'm sorry?
We use the Find My Phone app. We locate her that way.
What makes you think she has a phone? She uses tree mail.
Gotcha.
Female.
Sorry. Sometimes I crack myself up.
This is not one of those times.
This is one of those times. All right, so you have that, and in the middle you have Papuvin, who is essentially the leader of the village, the elder of the village, and he's nominally on Tilgian's side, but I mean he certainly understands where Vuhl's coming from, and he doesn't like it that essentially a lot of the resources of the village are devoted to maintaining this sort of bulwark and making sure that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 a year, there are Fae on the top of that tower singing out over the lake. So you guys were like, and basically what he said was, look, this is the way we're going to do it. Is we are going. They had a court, almost a session, and basically they were like, look, we want you guys to hear both sides, and basically Papuvin was like, you guys are, this is an omen. You guys are here for a reason. Anyariel is working through you to bring you here so you can help us decide. You can help us unify the two factions. So basically he says, we're going to leave it up to you guys as outsiders. You are going to decide what we should do. And you're like, well, that's kind of hard, especially because on one hand, you're a little bit trepidation. So you guys are sort of divided yourselves. On one hand, you're a little bit trepidatious by just telling them to stop because you're not sure what's going to happen. A second, you've sort of got to deal with Indomitable and with Kazakh, the bearded devil, to release Indomitable. They haven't given you much idea how to do that. Or certainly how to do it.
Silence the singers.
Silence the singers will work, but you're not sure what the repercussions of that is. Certainly, this fire forest nymph, had a reason for telling them not to do that. So you're not sure what the dealio is there. And Vuhl came to you while you guys were resting that one night and tried to explain his position to you. And you tried to figure out whether or not he was, he was telling the truth. And frankly, he made a compelling case. And you're not, it seems odd because you seem to find yourselves and your aims sort of on what feels weirdly like the wrong side of an argument, but you can't really prove it either way, other than knowing that if there's a devil out there that wants this to happen, there's a relatively sketchy owl guy who wants this to happen. Indomitable himself wants this to happen and has assured you that not only will he leave this place, but he'll also place upon you for his release some sort of weird extra dimensional blessing. So you decided, you know what? We need more advice. We probably need to talk to this Tamber and figure out why she did this. But nobody really knows where she's at, except, as Tilgian pointed out to you, Guenivera, the water nymph who lives across on the other side of the lake. So you're like, well, let's see if we can find out anything from this water nymph, Guenivera. Let's see, at the very least, if she will tell us where Tamber is, so that we can take our argument to the source and find out what the hell is actually going on here, and get some better information before we make a decision on behalf of all these Fae. So you guys truck out there in these big giant leaf boats. Tilgian is obviously fearful of Guenivera, but it's sorry.
Oh, sorry. That was probably my phone's message thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought somebody said something. So Tilgian was, she came out there with you and led you across the lake to to Guenivera's sort of grotto. It's a little river that goes off away from the lake. There's a little island in it. And but Tiljan was like, this is as far as I go. And there's a little shallower area, which is like 3 feet deep or something. So he had to sort of abandon the boats and Tiljan with him and then moved in. So Tiljan, as you can see on the screen, is sort of off to the left. She's actually quite a bit further off to the left, sort of in the back, and was unwilling to go into this grotto, fearing Guenivera, who has a reputation for being arbitrary and capricious, which you rarely see in Fae. But you guys went in here and sort of sauntered her out, and she came out and was like, "Look, I'm gonna paraphrase here, but she was like, look, I do have information. I do know where Tamber is, but I'm not giving it. I don't know who you people are, and frankly, I could give a shit. And unless you have something to offer me, then we're done talking." At which point, I believe it was Wraith who proffered to her a fine masterwork, elvish crafted blade that you probably had stolen from the corpse of some elf, and gave it to her. Wraith was like,
They're all nodding.
that's a legitimate concern, and gave it to her and said this. And well, she was impressed by that gift. A masterwork elvish blade is not something that you see very often. And so you had sort of got her a little bit more sort of like willing to talk. You'd softened her up a bit. You hadn't really asked her many questions, but at the very end of last session, she basically said, "Look, I will go with you back to the village, and we will put this to rights. I will talk to Papuven. I will talk to this Vuhl." Well, she doesn't know any of the names, but she was like, I'll talk to the Fae, and we'll get to the bottom of this." Over the course of the conversation that you had, which was limited, but you did definitely get the impression that for reasons that Guenivera is not willing to talk about or willing to immediately open up about, she does not like Tamber, and basically said, look, if Tamber's at the bottom of this, it's almost certainly a lie of some kind. So she's giving you the impression that this probably is a lie that Tamber has perpetrated on these villagers. And now Guenivera is kind of aggravated about this, because not so much that these are her Fae villagers, but she certainly has a relationship with them to a certain extent. Papuven mainly, but she sees some of them. She lives on the same lake, and occasionally people will come here and bring her gifts and ask her advice on stuff. So, and it's like the friends of my enemy are my friends. So she certainly, you get the impression that she definitely hates Tamber. I mean, hates. So she
told us that she killed the other one, Anyariel, right?
She told us, that Tamber had killed Anyariel, is what Guenivera told you. And you got the impression that Anyariel and Guenivera were very good friends, close friends. So that's at least part, if not a lot, of what Guenivera holds against Tamber. So that's where we start at this point, as you guys are sort of making your way back to the boats. But before we do that, I wanted to ask you guys if there was any other things that you wanted to ask Guenivera about while you guys are making your way back to the boats and then paddling across this very warm lake.
Now, didn't this chick get all bent out of shape when we told her what the owl dude was doing?
Well, she doesn't know them. She doesn't know this Vuhl character, and she would have told you that. But she's like, I want to speak to this guy, and find out what the dealio is.
Yeah, we talked about him having tentacles coming out of him, and she said that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And she got all excited with that. So maybe excited is too strong of a word, but
he did show you the back of his neck, and you guys didn't see any tentacles.
I trust Poe.
Well, we saw him once. I know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it might have been an optical illusion.
And we see lots of what
could have been dreadlocks.
Prominency there.
There was. So when he came to talk to you guys, you saw at the very core of Vuhl, inside him, a small, what looked like a crystal. And that crystal emanated a lot of like fibers or tendrils or something like that seemed small, but that seemed to permeate the entirety of Vuhl's body,
Yeah.
like
and that's
capillaries almost. But the crystal itself was only maybe the size of an apple.
We had a couple theories, but one of them fits nicely with that thing. So
What was that there?
there's a lot of deception going on here, and Arendar is about to start killing people to figure out what's going on.
Just whacking Fey
Just whacking
villagers.
us all.
Just like
Oh, start with that owl guy. So
well, I mean, on behalf of the owl guy, just let me, sort of say, he did come to you and basically say, look, this is where I'm coming from. Look, we got off to the wrong foot. I will admit that it was my fault. He apologized. He said, look,
trying to kill us.
well,
Yeah.
not really. I mean, he didn't really succeed.
There's not much further feet apart that you can get.
So you can try to kill somebody as long as you don't succeed, you're not guilty. What you're saying?
So
That's what
yeah,
I heard him
it's-
say.
So Arendar still got a little bit of an issue with that.
A little bit of an issue.
Just a
Yeah, no,
bit.
but it goes to Gordon, it goes to the idea of no blood, no foul. That's Fey law, right?
Lawful evil, I get it. Lawful evil, that chaotic evil, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
This is
Yeah,
supposed
I
to be a
mean-
happy occasion. Let's not argue
should be
over who
happy.
killed who.
But yeah, so yeah, I can't wait to get back because someone's got to say there's got to be some kind of clarity here. Arendar is very much willing to kill someone so we can get out of this forest. He just wants to make sure he's killing the right person or persons. He doesn't
Okay.
care.
Well, based on what Guenivera has told you that, or at least you could, what she has told you and what you can guess from the way she has told you things, your guess is that it's this Timbre who's causing these problems.
Yeah,
That
she's a bitch.
that
But
this
I
is a
wanna talk
lie.
to her first
It's a
before I-
bit.
I talk to her first before I try to offer.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that would be potentially something that she would want to do.
So yeah, I'm as far as questions, I don't have any questions, but I'm curious to see how this us arriving in the village with this water chick's gonna go.
Okay. All right. So you guys pile back into the boats and head and start
I
paddling.
jumped in there. I don't know if anybody else has any questions or not. I was just,
Where's Vuhl? No.
he's still in the village.
As far as you guys know, he's still in the village. I mean, he was
That's
there
what
when
I'm
you guys
talking
left, and he seemed when you guys left, when you guys basically said Tiljian is basically like, look, let's go see, Papuvin and Tiljian were like, let's go see Guenivera, and ask her where, how can we find Timbre? How can we get to the bottom of this, that kind of stuff. He seemed, I want to say strangely, not strangely, he seemed genuinely enthusiastic about that idea. He said, he thought it was a good idea. He said, yes, we should definitely do that. And he seemed very much behind you guys doing it. He seems, I think supporter would be not too strong a point on it. I don't know. He seems like he's genuinely wanting to explain his position, apologize for some of the misunderstandings that have taken place, and make amends. But he, at the time that you guys left in the boats, he seemed genuinely supportive that this was a good decision.
So now I'm losing confidence in this path. No.
Can't afford to
Um,
be exposed, so I think he's just overcompensating with.
I agree with that. So, okay, let's head back unless you guys have any more questions for her.
Okay. Any other things you guys want to say to Guenivera?
Not now.
So if this chick throws a sword at me, do I become a king?
That's really no system of government. No, she's a river nymph who has been sort of guardian of this area.
Yeah.
So she knows the lake. I mean, it's sort of her domain. Certainly doesn't like Timbre.
No, you got it. I was totally going for the money.
Yeah,
part.
you don't
Oh,
get the impression.
Winning.
Oh no, they're going to be Crocky's going to be insufferable.
Yes.
All right, so you guys go back across the lake.
Hey,
Okay, let me do this real quick here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is get All right, you guys go back across the lake, and you can see that at the village, a lot of the villagers are sort of, waiting for you guys. You guys bring the boats here into sort of the little river area, the little creek that runs through the thing, and post up. And she didn't. And Guenivera doesn't even need a boat. She didn't get in the boat. She just sort of glided alongside in the water, very very sinuously. You did see that at one point about as they approached, you saw her maybe 50 to 80 feet off the shore. She sort of dived down a little bit and then dived back up and had kind of an angry look on her face, like even more angry than her normal angrier look. But she didn't say anything.
Well, if I'd have noticed that,
You would have noticed that.
Arendar's bold enough to, hey, why are you more pissy?
Doug, to your question, it is not. And
Go ahead and take this.
I'm sending this to you so that you can do a react.
This is going to be another reaction video.
Okay.
So what is down at the bottom of the lake is certainly nicer than the one that you gave me, and it's Pierce to Beast. And in fact, I'm not happy about it.
Say that again.
She tells you that the sword that you gave her is not as fancy as the one at the bottom of the lake, and it is Pierce to Beast, and it is she goes a little bit further. It's that handiwork. That's the handiwork of that bitch Tamara.
So there's a nice sword down there. What kind of sword?
Elvish blade, she'll say.
Yes, elvish of elvish make,
okay.
but it's quite embedded into the bottom.
Into the bottom of the lake?
Yes.
Does it belong? So it doesn't belong to her?
No, it's certainly it certainly is it being down there is the handiwork of timbre.
So it's her sword.
No,
Yeah.
you would see Guinevere at that point shake her head,
No.
like, no, it's never been her sword. It's not her sword at all. Never was. And now it's put to this pedestrian use. Terrible. Tambour's.
She works she seems to be very free to use the items of others. As she has a reputation of doing.
Gordon had a good question.
I missed it. What did you say, Gordon?
Is it Anyariel's sword?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you guys move up into the land, and everybody's sort of like clustering around, and they're looking at you, and they're like, wow, they brought her back. And everybody's a little bit freaked out. Even there's a stutter step during the song as the people on the tower sort of look over, and they're like, they brought Guinevere back. That rarely happens. In those instances where the people of this village talk with Guinevere, they invariably go across the lake to talk to her. Most of them can't think of a time when Guinevere came here. Guinevere swims up the little creek and stands up arrogantly, strong, willful, and says, who is it that has woken who can tell me exactly what Tamber has done to you? What has she said to you that has caused this village such problems and has forced me to come across the lake, see see a great relic of our people thrown in the lake to pin some creature to the bottom. Who is it? And Vuhl steps forward at that point and says, Madam Guenivera, I am Vuhl of this village. You have no reason to talk with me, but if you would, I can explain everything that's going on. Please accompany me into my domicile, and I will explain everything that's happening here. I will explain everything to you so that you might give us the benefit of your wisdom. And he bows very low.
Why can't you explain it here?
There is more here. I understand your question, sir, Sir Arendar, and I respect it. But there is much more here. Fey business, history of this village, history of Tamber. That, I mean, you simply don't know, and it is only proper for me to deliver it to her in private. Guenivera will make the decision, not I. But I will explain to her everything, including the great work that you have done here to help us with this horrible situation that we find ourselves in. Fear not, my friend Arendar. I will tell her everything. Please, Miss Guinevere, if you would be so kind as to accompany me.
You guys hear some twin speak going on between Arendar and Wraith.
I keep wondering what twin speak sounds like. It's like, you know, that kind of.
It's regular words in common. They just don't make sense, or they're wrong tenses, or they're, you know.
Like thieves can't?
Not Ixnay on the open stay?
Something like that, yeah.
It's the other.
Guinevere steps out and she's like,
Yeah.
it's good that there are still Fey in this village who respect me. At which point Papuvin, who is on the whole other side of the village where you guys arrive, comes running over and he's like, Lady Guinevere, I cannot believe you've come. I'm so pleased. And she looks at him, you know, kind of dismissive. And she's like, Papuvin, I suppose it is good to see you again. I see that you have managed the affairs of this village with your standard level of competence. Mr. Vuhl, if you will direct me, I shall accompany you to your domicile. I am very interested in hearing all there is to say about this. Of course, Lady Guinevere, please follow me. And he comes out here.
Do I know which house is his?
It's this one right here.
Okay, if we're not from this village, so your political whatever things doesn't matter to us. I'm tired of not knowing what's going on.
Okay.
I'm coming in.
Okay.
I'll tell him that.
Please, Sir Arendar, I understand your concern, but this is Fey business, and we are Fey, and you are not. And I apologize, but there are some things that must be spoken that you cannot hear.
Who said this?
Vuhl,
Where the hell is this guy at?
right here.
Right where? Okay.
No, I'm walking with them.
Does anybody have, do any of our magic users have the ability to make somebody invisible? I don't think so, but just asking.
No.
Okay.
Guinevere seems nonplussed by the idea of going in there with this guy. And then a
highly-
lot of the other Fae are collecting around the doorway too.
Oh,
And you're not sure if he's giving them some sort of silent kind of thing. Everybody else is sort of just watching.
Okay.
So I get 60 feet as a double move.
You're running across there?
That's a double move. It's not running. Otherwise it'd be 4 times.
Oh, that's a good point.
Does any rest of the party follow me over? Because I'm pretty
Yeah, we would've-
adamant about.
Oh, definitely is following.
I'm going to move to here.
He's gonna try to
Okay.
get Guinevere's attention and talk to her too, if he can at some point.
Oh, thank you, Vuhl, for stepping up so I have an easier line of sight to your dumbass.
Guinevere sees you coming over, Poe, and is like, Poe, I can, dwarf, I can tell that you have Fey blood in you. And my understanding is that you spent some time in the what market? I can't ever remember.
Which market?
The witch market. I can see that you've spent time among my people. So I will hear what you have to say. As for the rest, I think you understand that Vuhl is correct. Fey business is Fey business. Fear not. I will hear this creature out, and I will help you in your decision.
I'd like to speak to you privately for a moment, if you wouldn't mind stepping aside with me over here for a second.
Vuhl looks like, okay. She's like, will it take a great deal of time?
No, it won't.
Fine then. She steps over here to the side. I guess where where do you want to go? Like over here by you? Kind of like over there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It'll work.
Hey, Les,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use an intimidate check.
Okay.
I'm basically getting everyone's attention, throwing a fit that I don't get to go in there.
Just like grade school, huh, Mike?
Pretty much, just
Okay.
like grade school.
Just like grade school.
And then I'm gonna stealth.
Okay. Well,
I just stepped beside this building and everybody's paying attention to either these two or him.
I'm basically
Alright.
doing a diversion. But
okay.
I'm
Oh, okay.
irate-
All right.
I'm irate and
So you're
causing-
literally doing a diversion to draw people's attention away from Wraith.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. I
And
thought
I'm
you were
using
just like,
intimidate because I am pretty much pushing my weight around that I'm gonna go in there, you know. We're not from here. We don't care about this, but I want to know what's going on and I don't want to be kept in the dark, especially if we're gonna be making decisions. So I'm gonna be getting a little more irate, which is why I'm doing the intimidate, because I am gonna be trying to force my will on them.
well, these guys are sort of like, and even the smaller Fae that are sort of in Vuhl's thing will come up to you and be like, Lord Arender, you have this all wrong. Vuhl is trying to sort this out. He means best. Do not worry. Do not fear. Everything will be all right. Guenivera is a powerful river nymph, and certainly.
So that's how aggressive I'm being.
Okay. So what do you do?
28
Do you just like at these poor little Faes? You're just like.
No, I'm gonna be like, listen, I am not gonna do this. If you
Large
guys don't,
Marge.
no. But I'm doing this to basically get all attention on me.
So that I can try to sneak around the back.
Okay. All right. I think a 28. Well, yeah, you could see these guys are sort of like, whoa, dude, you know,
But they're all paying attention to me because I should be freaking them all out.
they are. Even Guenivera kind of looks around. It's like, what is that man's problem?
Yeah, good.
He's making quite a bit of noise when I'm trying to hear what you have to say, Mr. Polearm.
And I'll stop as soon as I see that.
Well,
I can
what
slip
I
into
mostly
place.
need it for is to be able to get across from one house to the other.
Yeah, you can kind of scooch around, and I think slipping behind that little hut while at the right time allows you to sort of do that.
Okay. So are these people still here or have they moved towards him?
They're
you
all
said
still there. The
the little
Vuhl is
ones-
standing sort of out front of his door. You're not sure. He's sort of waiting for Guenivera to finish her conversation with
So
Poe.
he's looking at her and he's looking at me then, right?
Well, he's kind of looking at you, and if he does get an opportunity to sort of catch your eye, he's like, "Look, I understand that you're aggravated, but truly, this is the way we do things here. You have to understand, we Fae are not like you humans. We have our own ways, and we have a great history here.
You should
Please,
be able to
allow
do
me to do
stealth up
this."
along the wall.
Well, I can maybe, but I can't pass through enemy squares. So these two guys either need to die or move. I mean,
No, you can
seriously,
do squeeze rules.
Well,
I'm
you can
not
do
a-
acrobatics, but I mean, it might burn his stealth. The
Yeah.
traditional way to get past enemies like that would be an acrobatics check.
yeah.
So they actually have it's a 5-foot square.
Yeah,
They're taking up, these are small Fae. They're taking up the entire 5 foot.
well, we can
Really,
parse.
he can just basically paste himself up against the wall and scoot around.
So the
But
question
they
is,
will
if
have
I-
a detection chance.
if I do,
Yeah.
so would it be an acrobatics check followed by a stealth check to see if I could do what I'm trying to do? Because basically what I'm trying to do is get into this house before any of the
You want to
rest
get into the house, yeah.
and find a
I
hiding
think-
space.
Yeah, an acrobatics and then a contested stealth check by these two guys, I think would.
Okay, so yeah,
Would do it.
the acrobatics check was a fail.
Okay.
Well,
So-
it's a
Well, it's still a
13.
13.
There's no such thing as fumbling a skill check, so it's still a 13, but that sucks, considering I'm plus 12.
Okay.
And that's
So then
just-
see how stealthy you're being. If you're
Well, it's not so much that the acrobatics check. I mean, normally it would be a acrobatics check that you're trying to get past somebody and they're trying to stop you. In this case, the 13 recognizes that those guys, I mean, you're thinking you're thinking up against a wall and then around them and maybe over the top because they're not very big. And you're just like, I don't think there's any way I can get past those guys without alerting them. And you don't want to break stealth. I mean, you can push him out of the way, but Vuhl will see you.
Right, well, that's what I mean. So I did the acrobatics check. It was a 13.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, right. That's what I figured. So
But you didn't alert them. You're still stealthed.
how high up is this little cliff face here?
About what does it say? There's a little plus there.
15 feet.
15 feet. Yeah, there you go.
Let's see if I have climb. I do, but not very much.
I feel like another one's coming on.
And that doesn't get any closer. So no, I'm gonna hold stealth here since nobody has apparently seen me
Okay.
and just hope that,
Right now, you're pretty sure that you're not being observed.
yeah, hope that.
Does he need to take a perception check though to see if he sees? I mean, I'm just saying. out
Well, no,
loud.
in this case, no, because they're all, I mean, Arendar actually has got the attention of everybody over there. So all the eyes are sort of looking in the opposite direction, which is exactly what they did. And with that intimidation check, it allowed him to stealth pretty easily. So he's got a 19 stealth check and he's moving pretty silently. So in the event that there is something that that Wraith does that would provoke somebody maybe hearing him or seeing him, then we'll do that the counter to the stealth check. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right now he hasn't done anything to bring attention to himself. And Arendar is over there witching up a blue streak in front of these guys and, scaring them and, just being a, sort of a local butthole.
He's being an ass right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, Poe, so Guinevere comes over. She seems a bit imperious. She seems a bit affronted, but she's indulging you because of your Fey blood. What is it that you want to know, Mr. Polarm?
I just wanted to clarify that this creature Vuhl is the one that we mentioned to you who has the necromantic magic inside of it. I believe it's been possessed or is possibly dead and being controlled by something else. So you may say these are Fey traditions that you're following here, but I don't believe that creature is a Fey anymore. I think there's something else going on. It had, at one point I saw tentacles coming out of its neck. It's not a Fey anymore, whatever it is. And one thing I wanted to offer you is I do have a wand with the Zone of Truth. So I could cast that in the area you guys are at, and that would prevent this creature from trying to mislead you in any way, possibly.
She smiles a little bit, but politely sort of waves you off. She says, "You've told me of the tentacles. I understand. You've told me of the necromantic energy that you've supposedly seen. I understand all that. As far as the truth, no Fey would dare to lie to me, to my face. So fear not. I
just said it wasn't a Fey.
Well, he thinks so. I mean, these are all sort of
Yeah.
unverified suspicions.
I say we kill them all.
Yeah.
Day's not over.
Yeah, the day is not over.
So she's like, fear not, Mr. Polarm, I understand your concern, but I am a nymph of the river, and I have many powers that are
You do not understand.
that you do not understand. Your fears are counted, and I appreciate you bringing this intelligence to me, but I am not afraid. Thank you for your concern, though.
Appreciate your concern.
Appreciate you
seems-
taking the time to talk to me.
She seems a little bit patronizing. She's used to being treated around here. You get the definitely you get the impression that she's used to being treated with a mixture of respect and fear.
Here, yeah.
So I mean, she's definitely, to your eyes, she's definitely more powerful than any of these guys in the village. These are pretty minor Fey, pixies and brownies and various kinds of like little gnome-like creatures and various kinds of other things. Vuhl actually does seem to be one of the more powerful Fey in the village, and
Yeah, we fought him and couldn't kill him, so we know he's tough.
he yells out, "That was an accident!"
Well, Paul will just say,
No blood, no foul.
we will stay outside of the house that you're talking with him, and if you need any help, please just say something and we will come.
She smiles. She smiles at you, the kind of smile that like a senior in high school reserves for the couple of junior high school sort of wrestling team members that say they're going to protect
Right.
her,
Right.
you know, that kind of thing. We'll protect you. She's like, I appreciate it. If I have need, I shall call upon you. Have no fear. Now then, she turns around and walks over here. Mr. Arendar, if you would please tone it down a bit, and I will go see you. Vuhl, let us speak. And she follows him. And Vuhl is like, he bows low and leads her into here. And they both go into his house.
Okay. I'm walking
And
right
you
up to
can
the door.
see the current, there's like a little curtain that goes across the way. Similar to the little curtains, like woven mats that are used as doors in this area. They're just like reeds and water reeds and shit that's woven together. They're not like, there's no locks or anything.
Okay.
So you're gonna go up there, but you can see some of these kind of other fays, small as they are, and you know, kind of shit themselves as much as they are, based on your 28 intimidate, are sort of like crowding around a little bit, and certainly stepping in front of you to sort of block the way. And you can see they're like, Mr. Arendar, sir, Mr. Vuhl said that he was going to talk to her, and I think that he needed privacy, and I think you ought to leave him alone.
I'm going to stand right here and not say a word. Tell them to shut up too, so I can listen.
All right. So
I'm going to see if I can eavesdrop on the conversation. You said it's just a curtain, right?
well, like a reed mat on a stick, you know, that kind of slides across. It's pretty well crafted, but it's by no means a door.
Times that I wish this character had diplomacy skill.
What is it?
That's all he's got. He's got one kind of
I
diplomacy.
sure wish this character had an artifact that would allow me godlike
Artifact would be
powers.
nice, too.
Is it the Alt key that allows you to not be snapped into? There we go.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to move here,
Okay.
obviously maintaining stealth.
Yep.
And see if anyone actually pays attention to me, because they're all staring at the angry guy with the falcon.
They're all sort of swooping around and surrounding Polearm and Arendar largely, and you know, Ono is sort of at the back, sort of like looking over the thing. And I don't know, Vondram, what are you doing? Are you sort of getting in on this? Or are you talking to
No,
Papoon,
I'm
like
kind of hanging back and just I'm just hanging back. I don't like the feel of any of this, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, but I'm staying close enough to be able to get involved.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get Titus out of there since his nephew.
Jennifer, you know, if you had
Game
a
night.
background, your green room, you could look like you were sitting in a wooded area or anything. That's the perfect color for my backdrop. You could
So-
like, oh, I'm on a waterfall, or I'm just now notice that green wall behind you. It's cool.
So I gotta tell you something funny that my boss said the other day. So I've got a big pitch meeting tomorrow. We're trying to sell Hyundai Kia on our media auditing services, and I'm part of the pitch. And so I've been working real hard on various kinds of things. And I was sitting here, giving my, doing my pitch and stuff like that. And I asked, there was talk about, there's all this coordination stuff like that. There was talk later, and I asked my boss, I said, I have fairly interesting background here. Do you guys think it would be better if I used a fake background or blurred it or something like? And my boss Thomas goes, No, you're fine. Just tell them that you're using your wife's office today.
There you go.
I'm like, well, I got swords and crossbows and shit back there, so that may prompt a few questions. He's like, no, it's fine. Just tell them you had to use your wife's office today.
No, just tell them. No. These are what I use if I don't get the deal.
This is what happens if you say no. Show up
An
at your
alternate
house.
alternate universe where that is Marla's office. That's an interesting concept. Kind of like it.
That's a little dangerous. I'm just
It is.
saying. I
Yeah,
love her to death.
She's a little dangerous.
She's a little dangerous.
All right, Wraith and Arendar. The rest of you guys are sort of far away. We'll get to that in a minute. Vondram, you were over there, and Papoven and Tiljian sort of come up to you, and they're standing with you. And Papoven is sort of like, I hope this goes well. I hope that Guenivera is able to. Maybe she'll be able to dissuade Vuhl from this seemingly foolhardy course of action. I hope that's the case. And Tiljian's like, I hope so too. She brings a lot. She brings a lot of wisdom. I'm sure that they'll have to. Vuhl understands what he's talking about, so I'm hoping that they'll be able to get to a thing, and we'll be able to figure out what to do next, and they'll be able to advise you on making your decision. I think that'll be great.
Yes, I haven't really used Lorelei in this situation. I'm going to try to get her into stealth and see if she can't sneak into that area. Maybe.
How
She
big
a
is
fey.
Lorelei?
She's a sprite, so she's about a foot tall, maybe a
Foot
little
tall.
less.
All right. So she's going to try and just like fly over there and slip past the mat.
Yeah, use a moment of distraction, and Poe actually can coordinate with her to try to distract everybody to talk about it. Let me roll.
Arendar's being quite distracting by himself.
He's making a lot of noise and causing a fair amount of ruckus. And a lot of the smaller fays are like, "Hey, come on, hey, look, Mr. Arendar, you got to calm down. I think everything's going to be okay. You got the wrong idea about this. We're, we know Vuhl, that kind of stuff." And that's 28 stealth.
Yep.
Damn.
Okay. So she flies over there and she sort of lands on the edge of the wall and sort of like climbs down a little bit and buzzes in and that kind of stuff. And she does manage to, you think, get past it. And you can see, so it's actually quite a big cave in there. And the first thing that she sees is in the very back of the cave, as far away from the door as you can get. There's a little guttering candles that are in the back there. It's actually quite, as caves go, it's quite luxurious. Vuhl's cave is pretty good, pretty comfortable. There's a bunch of candles back there on sort of a piece of driftwood table, and you can see Guenivera and Vuhl. She can see Guenivera and Vuhl back there. Can Lorelei talk to you sort of telepathically?
Yeah, we're linked. Yeah.
Linked. Okay. So what she sees is Vuhl is kind of like moving, and you can see that Guenivera is like having none of it, and Vuhl is, very much like, and so you can see, I feel like this blah, 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 and he's sort of talking to her. And as he's doing so, he's sort of moving from side to side in really subtle ways. But what it's effectively doing is it's taking Guenivera. So they were like sort of standing side to side like this, and he's moving so that Guenivera has to shift to sort of maintain the thing, sort of the distance and that kind of stuff. And it's very subtle, but he's sort of turning her so that her back ends up ultimately against the back wall of the cave, Guenivera's back. They're still talking, and there's a few minutes there. And then give me a perception check. Give me a perception check for Lorelei. Now, how does Lorelei, she's not sending you images. She's telling you something, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's communicating with you.
Well, I think telepathically, yeah, she would be.
Yeah, but she can't send you the visions of her eyes.
You can't see through her eyes, right?
Right. Can you?
I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Let me look.
Is she his familiar?
Sort of, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a cross that we did.
He might.
I don't remember where we ended up with that list. I'm not really sure. I don't have.
I don't think that you can warg into her. I think that she tells you what's going on. So she'll tell you, she's like, yeah, they're in here talking. And, Guenivera doesn't seem very happy about what Vuhl is saying, but Vuhl is talking about, and then you hear her go, oh, of all the Fey Lords above. And she says, Vuhl, what has he done? He's done, and you could see her. At that point, Lorelei flies out and straight up, and then goes straight for you, Poe, and lands on your shoulder. And you can see in her eyes that she's like, he did something to her. He did something to her. At that moment, you hear from inside Vuhl's voice going, no, 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 no. He's yelling out in horror and grief. And a few moments later, you can hear, no, 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 no. And he comes walking out and holding, you see the mat go sort of kicked aside, and you can see him holding, and he looks like there's tears coming out of Vuhl's eyes. He's holding the body of Guenivera in his arms. And he walks out and he's like, I told her everything. And She killed herself. She killed herself. Look what she's done. And you can see it. He lays her down on the sand very gently. And he's holding her like hand. And it's like, Guenivera, please talk to us. And you can see there's like a big tear in her throat. And it's ripped across, and he's like, please come back. And he's trying, you can see Vuhl has sort of reached out with his owl-like claws, and he's trying to like push the skin flaps back, and there's this sort of like bluish blood is coming out, and she's like, I can't believe she's done this. Why would she do this? Why has she done this? And he looks over and he's, sorry, someone get a healer, someone help her.
Oh, we'll cast
Some of the phase run out. I mean, you could
Poke
tell
healer
that
right away.
she's dead. I mean, her throat is torn completely out.
Torn out?
Well,
Poe's
it's,
gonna
it's like she ripped her own throat out.
Poe's gonna attack him. Les.
Attack.
Did Poe say anything?
Cool.
Did Poe say anything? I don't know.
Yeah, Poe said that Lorelei saw this and she did not kill herself. Vuhl killed her.
Okay, then Arendar is flipping out Falcatas and going to town too.
Wait, no, get healers. We can save her. Hurry. Someone bring bandages. Someone help.
Do you want to do
You're
initiative
saying a
now?
heal won't work, right, Les?
I'm sorry?
You're saying a heal won't work because I can cast a heal spell.
Well, as a cleric, Vuhl seems completely freaked out. He's like, and he's kneeling over her body, and he doesn't have like regular hands. He has these sort of like talons, like owls have, and he's trying to sort of like push it back, and he's ripped off a piece of like some feathers out of his arm, and he's trying to sort of like staunch the blood has stopped. Obviously, you can see it from here that her heart has stopped, and the blood is not flowing out anymore. And you can see that he's covered in like her blood from carrying her out, and it's all over his hands and that kind of stuff. And he's like, "So somebody get some help!" And Papuvin runs over there, and he's like, "What has happened? What has happened? How could this be?" And everybody, all the other guys are like freaking out.
And then Poe says, Lorelei saw this and he killed her.
And at that point, so Poe, you just yell this out to everybody?
Yeah.
And Poe's
Lorelei.
like, I mean, Vuhl's like, he seems like he's shocked back into, he's like, what are you talking about? I just told her what had happened, and the suffering that we had gone under for so long. And she was so depressed and so taken aback by this that I couldn't believe it before I could even stop her. Poe, you're wrong about this. I mean, I see that your creature is right there with you. How could she have known?
She was in there.
And it's true. She went in there without anybody really seeing her.
I've known her for an hour. That woman would not kill herself.
Yeah.
And Lorelei was in there. She flew out.
Arendar's
I'm not
already
describing.
attacking
I'm attacking this guy, and I'm
Yeah,
not going to talk.
we might
at
as well
all.
do
I'm gonna-
initiative, 'cause-
we need to do initiative, Les. I'm not fucking around with this anymore. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're doing initiative?
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's roll for initiative. So we've got
Wait. Do I get a surprise round because I'm stealth?
Sure.
Okay.
But hold up. I mean, you're kind of close. I mean, you still have people behind that you'd have to think. So they're out here.
No,
Let's see.
he's come out and whatever. So
I think he would have come out even farther past Arendar, past
No,
Ono.
Arendar would not have let him pass.
So he's
Well,
just
yeah.
in his doorway.
Yeah,
Cornered.
because, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Arendar
unless-
suspected something like this was going to happen anyway. so
unless
he-
one of these two little guys decided to move out of the way, he's got really nowhere he can go.
That's true.
Arendar's not moving, not letting him past him.
So let's see.
We
We'll
need to roll
do-
for initiative.
Yep. If that's what you guys want to do, I mean, you guys want to try and kill this guy because you might end up fighting this whole village. Remember, he's a member of this village.
Okay, so I have a 17 plus he doesn't know I'm there, so he doesn't have his dex.
Okay.
And a potential crit.
All right, hold on a second. All right, let's all right, so you got an attack. Doug, you want to take over at this point?
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see that. Okay, that's Gwen's X. I was like, what? Where's that X?
Yeah, I'll put it on the
Um,
bottom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a wait a minute, maybe I can find it. Yes, I can find it.
So he gets an attack round.
Poe does.
Wraith does.
Wraith does, because he
Oh,
was
Wraith,
he
okay,
was
I'm sorry.
stealth, so he gets a surprise round.
Hold on, let me
Chris-
get her to the back. I've got 1,000
Yeah.
little dudes here.
Yeah, give me a second.
Because basically nobody knows he's there.
So is that your roll AC 17 or?
Yeah,
That's
so
what
it,
his character's AC is.
Ah,
Right.
so what's your roll to hit?
oh, my bad, I read that wrong. So the first one was a 1.
Ooh.
So I'll re-roll the whole thing again.
All right. And a 9.
Plus, these are, he doesn't get decks.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's still going to
Oh,
be
that's
a
a big-
confirmed fumble.
Absolutely. Well, okay, so. Okay, let me get my head around what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have, because I've been listening, and so all of a sudden the Vuhl comes out, puts the Gwen on the floor. You guys don't believe that she committed suicide, and you just after you are moving to attack, and the first attack that I'm reading here
Is a
is
fumble.
a miss.
Right.
Even though it's a, well, it's going to be a miss because even though it's a surprise round.
Right.
Right.
And so, because I haven't rolled, or Gless, if you want to roll a Vuhl's initiative, because I don't know what you're going to do with the rest of the villagers.
You can roll Vuhl's initiative if you want. You got a stat block, right?
Not in roll 20 that I know of.
It's not. I don't have it as a thing. It would just use the stat block
Then
that I sent you.
Got it. That I do have. Okay.
I don't have a character sheet for him.
Understood. All right. I'm
All right.
ready.
Okay. So that was a confirmed fumble, and
Right.
the fumble you got is called tied up. You become entangled in your gear. To recover, you must spend a standard action and pass a DC 18 escape artist check to free yourself.
Okay.
Okay. So you are effectively entangled.
So now I roll initiative for when I get to do that?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so that's Vuhl's initiative. If you want to
All right.
add him into the run, or I guess I could do that, can't I?
Sure.
So we had Arendar, Poe, and Wraith all say they were initiating this attack.
Right. Well, I got the sneak attack for being stealth. So now I don't know if you guys said I'm going to go attack this guy. I'm not going to talk with him. I don't know if that counts for a surprise round or if that was just the you guys roll initiative.
Well, as soon as he said that Lorelei said that he killed her,
Yeah, you guys were going to go swinging.
immediately, yeah. I guess Poe starts jabbing past Arendar with a spear.
Well, here's the problem: is that the Fae, the little Faes, are coming up on you guys and be like, "Hey, wait a minute! You can't do that!" And they're stepping in to defend Vuhl. So, I mean, if you guys are going to go after Vuhl, there's a bunch of little fellas that you have to deal with.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something else unless I change my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my wand and cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. And that is a 20-foot
Radius.
Radius.
circle. All right.
No, it's a 20-foot radius.
All right, hold on to that thought. We'll get to it here in a minute. I got to get all these other guys. So Papuvin, he's trying to jump in, but he's not going to fight. Tilgian's going to Vandrum. Are you? You see Tilgian flying into the Fae, saying, "Stop! Don't do that!" Trying to put a aside. These two Fae are like coming over to the edge. They're wondering what the hell's going on. Move, please. Thank you. They may jump down. It's a friggin' free for all. And Vuhl, you got a 15?
Yeah, I put it on the thing already.
Gotcha.
And all these guys fly?
Not all of them, but a lot of them do. Several do. Has everybody rolled initiative? Oh no, where's yours? Oh, there he is. Okay, I see you. I see you. All right. So Arendar. All right, let me just set the stage here before we jump right in. Vuhl has come out bearing what is obviously the body of Guenivera. He's crying. He's asking for help. He's yelling, "Let's get a cleric. We got to fix her." And he's trying to do some like sort of weird basic first aid on her, kneeling next to her in the ground. Everybody is freaked out. He's like, "Please help me, please help me." Poe yells out, "No, Lorelei saw you kill her." Arendar, that's all the impetus he needs. He pulls his falcatas and he's like, "Let's go."
I pull the falcata out.
At which point you hear Wraith go, "Son of a bitch." And you see he's got like a arrow stuck over here and his bow is around his wrist. And you're like, "What?" And these Fae in front of him are like, "Where the hell he come from?" And everything sort of devolves.
So was actually attacked.
Well, Wraith tried to shoot an arrow at Vuhl and fumbled. He got caught up in his gear.
As far as they know, he was sneaking around and got caught up in the bowstring.
Yep.
So Poe used his wand that he was just talking about.
Well, he's going to when it's his turn.
So Poe and I don't get to act even though we said we were starting this.
I mean, it was roll for initiative, right? You guys are like, "All right, we're running to attack." All right.
So right now, Poe and the only thing that's happened so far in this combat that no one knows is a combat yet is Wraith has cursed because he got caught up in his bow.
Well, he got caught up in his bow, so he might not be cursed, but certainly that was
as far as
muff.
Everyone's concerned. No one even knows this is even a combat yet.
No one has thrown a blow in anger yet, or a successful one in anger yet. Sorry. Yeah, it's like, "Oh, I didn't do that." So
It
yeah,
wouldn't have been in anger. I'm not mad.
that's true. Arendar, you're sort of like closing in, and Poe is yelling, "Vuhl killed her, Lorelei told me." The Fae are sort of like closing around. They were already moving towards Vuhl and Guinevere to see what had happened. Vuhl is kneeling down next to Guinevere, and like, "You got to help her, call a cleric, somebody help her." Poe, you look down, you can see that she's very dead. The moment that she came out of the door, she was dead. But Vuhl is kind of, in your opinion, sort of pantomiming this concern and this sort of he's like grief stricken. He's in shock, and so he's not recognizing that she's dead. And he's like, "We need a healer," and he's trying to like push her throat back together with this, and he's got feathers and he's trying to like sort of help her, or it looks like he's trying to help her. You don't see any tentacles.
Not using his tentacles to push that back in.
No, he's using like claws. He's got claw hands.
So then none of them are going to defend Vuhl because no one's done anything against him, right?
No one's done anything against Vuhl. They're all sort of, but you guys are all, I mean, Poe's yelling out, he killed her. And Arendar, you're moving pretty strong to the hoop.
If we're doing this initiative, then Arendar hasn't done a thing yet.
No, nobody's really done anything.
Okay.
But Ono is so fast.
Les, did you get my note?
I'll look. Sorry. Go ahead.
I really don't want to punch out any Fae. I am pretty sure that Vuhl is a murderer. And I'm sorry, who's this here again?
Who now? That's Puvin. That's the leader of the village who's like pushing his way through to see what happened. He's moving through not so much to attack Vuhl as to get a look at Guinevere.
Yeah.
Because Guinevere, I mean, you know, a little bit of the history is that Papuvin used to go out to Guinevere to sort of seek her wisdom for things. Guinevere doesn't, I mean, you got the impression from Guinevere that she is not altogether impressed by Papuvin, but he's like muscling his way through the other Fae to try and see what happened. It's all happening so fast.
All right. I guess I can't get to Vuhl to punch him. Because he's mobbed.
Just delay.
You might be able to do athletics to get behind him in the cave opening, maybe.
You'd have to do an acrobatics that would beat everybody's, basically beat his CMD to get behind him.
Can I get to here?
Get inside, yeah, inside
inside his thing.
All right. And I roll a who now? Acrobatics.
Is that what you want to do? You want to try and like leap over there and get past him into his cave?
You know, it's about time. Oh no, the monk started to do some kung fu stuff. So come on now.
All right. Let's see it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and I roll a 21.
21. What is Vuhl's CMD?
Vuhl CM. Oh, give me a second. I gotta find it on your thing here.
Oh, you know what? We may have to calculate it.
You're gonna have to calculate it.
Yep.
So it's 10 plus base attack plus strength plus dex.
Okay. So that is
A space attack plus dex.
yeah, it's gonna be around this.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you come leaping over there. So Ono, you come leaping over there. You get past Arendar. You sidestep a couple of Fae. You throw a gentle elbow into this guy over here that looks like sort of an animated tree, and you try. And Vuhl is laying there, not laying there, but you can see him sort of beginning to stand up because he's heard Poe and he's looking at Poe. He looks at you and sort of spreads his wings out a little bit.
Mhm.
And makes it so that you can't get past him. And so you are sort of shunted off over to here by Wraith because there's really nowhere else for you to go.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Is that my only action I can take?
It's a move action. You can take another action if you want.
Um,
You could aid Wraith in getting himself untangled from his bowstring.
you know what? I call out, this creature Vuhl is not what he seems. You are in danger, and he is a murderer. And then I'm gonna, if I have time after that outburst, I'm gonna punch him.
Okay.
Can
All
I do
right.
that?
You get a single attack. You can try punch Vuhl.
Yes.
All right.
Why not? You know, he's got it coming.
Well,
so-
he's getting up to his feet. And he's got his sort of owl wings open. He's blocking the entrance to the thing, and he's like, "What, Mr. Ono? What are you doing?"
I'm
As
gonna
a free
hit
action,
him.
can I tell Ono to hold it?
Sure, if you want. You see him like rearing back. I mean, Ono moves
Yeah.
fast, so it might be
Yeah,
like,
Ono is very fast.
no, you know, that kind of thing. Stop! Oh no! Oh no!
Would I hear this in time? Do you think, Wes?
I don't know. You're moving pretty
As he's
fast.
saying it is about the time you flip over me to get past him.
Yeah,
No,
you would probably hurt him.
come.
You could,
All right,
you could
then-
still,
then-
you could still stop. You're
I'm
like this
gonna
though.
Stop, and can I be on some sort of standby delay?
If you stop, that'll end your turn. You can't really delay at this point because you've
I'll
moved.
stop.
and
Fine.
you've-
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do something else, well, I mean, I guess you can't make that decision right now. So you were going to hit him, but you hear Arendar like, "Oh no, stop!"
All right.
And
Fine.
you're just like, you were about ready to punch him, and you see the owl looking at you, and he looks at Arendar at this point, and I don't know. You don't hit him then?
I don't.
Okay. All right, Arendar, you stopped him. You're like, I want him for myself, but it's Vuhl's turn. All right, so I have to see what that does real quick.
Well, okay.
I just want to make sure that I know what you're doing, that I understand what you're doing. Gotcha. Okay, that's good.
I
And
mean, they're all free actions.
okay, and then who's the they're all wait, what they're what? They're all free actions?
Look at them. That's how I read it. I mean, combined, it's one that I kind of take that back. I mean, they're meant to. Some of these things are meant to be in kind of like coordinated things. So, I mean, you can't do one of them unless the other one hits or that kind of stuff. But the point is, it should all stack, so to speak. Not stack, domino effect, maybe, however you want to.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay.
Because look.
All right.
The first thing he's going to do.
I see it. Yeah, what you're doing.
Okay.
He can. Okay. All right. So, who?
Well, it was going to be against Wraith, but now that is that
Ono's in the way. Yeah.
Oh no, is that Nanoshish? Where's Oh? I'm looking for somebody that's called.
Is it Naoshige Ono? Is the name of your character?
Yes.
Is that how it's
Okay.
pronounced? Naoshige.
Right.
But everybody calls
So-
him Ono.
Okay, so then it's going to be Ono
Okay.
because Ono is standing in front of it.
He's right
So-
there. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So that would mean you
I
roll.
got roll to hit.
Yep.
Did you see that, Gordon?
What? What did you see? Tell me what you're doing.
I told Bo I was going to attack him.
Okay.
That's good thinking.
So let's see here.
So really, it's a So the problem is that the stat block you have is a 3/5 stat block. It's not a Pathfinder, technically not a Pathfinder stat block. It's got a lot of the same things, but
Yeah, they're pretty close, but yeah.
they're pretty close, but there are some things missing. So
All right. Well, then I'll then.
what you're the next thing you're talking about doing is a combat maneuver, and I have to determine.
Well, yeah, that's the
Standard action.
okay. So basically,
well, not necessarily.
not necessarily.
Okay.
Um.
Typically, combat maneuvers are a standard action.
Typically, they are indeed.
Okay.
Okay, so
So the point is, if there's any changes to the pluses to hit, there was going to be.
so it'll be no. There's no change. So it will be. So your CMB is this.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Okay.
okay, but first I got to hit it. First I
Yeah,
got to hit him.
that's what the improved thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so this is to hit with the one.
Okay. Ono, what's your CMD?
One of these eight.
It's not that high. It can't be that high. Mathematically, it can't.
Wait, whoa. That's too high. It should be plus 12. That should be a 24. Not plus
Why?
18, plus 24. Because
I mean, I'm just based on what you sent me.
because of the way CMB is calculated different from CMD.
Okay, this is just a 2-hit. Don't I have
Yes,
to 2-hit him?
CMD is basically just your base attack plus either dex or strength bonus based on what kind of attack it is.
Hold on, let me take a look here.
I thought I had to hit him first.
Well, it's for what you're doing. That's a combat maneuver.
Got it. Okay.
So you'd use a CMB, but
All right.
But yeah, there's no 10.
Got it.
The CMD adds a plus 10 plus a few things. The CMD.
Okay. So that would be -2, minus. That's
Minus
right. It'd
6.
be 24.
24.
Right.
Okay. So 24. What is your CMD? Oh no,
That's still pretty tough.
that's
Wait,
going to be pretty tough.
It's probably around 20 if I had to guess, 19 or 20.
Should be on your sheet.
Les,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm old and deaf. Charlie Mike Delta or Charlie
Correct.
Mike Bravo?
Charlie Mike Delta.
Thank you. All right. My my Charlie Mike Delta is 27.
Ooh. Okay.
Really?
Oh, that's right. Did
so-
you use train style? Yes, that
Yes.
does that.
All right, so that does not work.
Okay,
And which means that the second part doesn't work either. However,
well, wait a minute. The first part was to,
actually that worked fine.
that worked fine, right?
Yeah. So, but it's the second two parts. Now, all these are free actions. So you technically still haven't done anything yet.
Right. So, the next thing, and then I get another.
You guys, the rest of you guys see Vuhl moving like a creature possessed. I mean, you're not sure that you've ever seen anything move this fast.
Then I get another 3 attacks.
No, not 3. Oh, well, yes, if you want to, if you're talking about this, are you talking about this?
Isn't he crouched down?
He stood up to stop Ono from getting into his house. Are you talking about those, Doug? Check the chat.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Well, wait a minute, but though, in all honesty, if he's going to continue to be in I don't have any stats for him not in being in his other, in his.
Well, it's the lower one. I mean, he has those powers so it's the next attack, melee attack, then the second one, the second set is just that one. You see what I'm talking about? This one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He's done.
He's not going to attack at all.
He's
No one's
got
attacked him yet.
I thought he already had attack because with the.
Oh no, that was a free action to try and do that.
Oh, then he's going to attack.
All right.
Technically, no one's attacked him yet, so he's going to be the aggressor. The only thing Ono did was try and flip around behind him.
Didn't
and
I thought
aggressively stopped him from doing that.
Well, now let's
Wait-
wait a second.
Wait a
Now
minute,
you
okay, because I'm reading that Wraith tried to fire some arrows at him and
You
just
don't know
sort of-
that. You got to go by not metagaming by what we know happened.
you
here.
don't know what he knows.
No, because I
No,
mean,
but I'm
with
just saying.
perception
Let me,
checks.
so Mike, let me just reassure you. Doug is acting fairly.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Doug's
right.
acting fairly.
yeah, because I mean, okay.
Well, he sees him over there with a bow in his hand. I doubt that he's fooling anybody.
Well, I mean, I'm just going by.
I mean, at
what-
the very
what
least, he sees
messages
that.
he sent, and I was like,
Mhm.
well, if I knew he was there, then I'm going.
So Wraith's tangled up in his bow. Ono tried to get in and got shunted aside. Arendar is screaming at him, and Poe's accusing him of murder. He feels a
Arendar's
bit of.
screaming,
I got to be honest with you. He feels a bit
Yeah.
affronted by this whole thing,
Yeah.
especially considering how nice he's been.
Arendar screamed stop.
But Ono is too far away to use. In fact, he has no assailants within range of his dagger. So
That's true.
he is going to, don't attack me.
Okay, so he's going to stand there. He's got his dagger in his hand, or no?
Yep.
Okay, he's got his dagger in his hand, and he's like, "Hey, wait, stop!
Right.
Listen to Arendar. He said stop." All right, is that it for Vuhl?
That's it for Vuhl, unless they sense what the first thing was.
Well, they would have seen it. So
Meaning-
Arendar and Wraith, and well, everybody there would have seen. Well, it looked like Vuhl reached out and tried to grab onto Ono, but I mean, he didn't hit. So I mean, there's some
I saw
plausible
him kind of move that
deniability.
direction, but nothing came of it.
Nothing came of it. Yeah, he tried to move over there, and maybe he was trying to keep his balance and grab onto Ono,
Right,
or
right.
maybe he was trying to stop Ono and say stop.
Right,
You
yeah.
know.
There's
Hey,
Well,
Vuhl, I sent you a question,
Okay. Yep, it is in effect.
but I don't know if they would notice that or not. That's why.
No, not initially. No, they would
All
not.
right. Okay.
May I roll a perception check
Sure.
just to try to? Did I notice that this strange and
Beautiful creature.
this strange and unexpected
This
love?
wonderful owlish superb
Okay.
owl.
Let me roll this. Just I mean, 14.
What are you looking to find out?
Did it seem like he was trying to
To attack you?
attack me or maybe jump on my head and eat my brain and but
He certainly wasn't trying to do that.
All right.
It's possible. You think it's possible that he might have been trying to grab you,
All right.
but he didn't grab you. And he's not making any sort of attack actions now, even though he's sort of drawn a long dagger from his belt.
All right.
You've seen him. He carries that around all the time.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you. Thank you.
Wraith, escape artist check. You want to untangle, or there you go. All right. So you're like, "Dang this thing," and you finally get it unhooked. That's a standard action, though. What do you do with the? You're gonna move? Maybe I don't know. Clamber over the top of a bunch of Fae.
Who'll make me a sandwich?
Make me a sandwich.
Are you muted? I couldn't hear
Can't
you.
hear you, Chuck.
How tall is this hut?
Oh, not very. Maybe the roof maybe 6 feet high, and then comes up to a perch that goes to maybe 8 feet at the pinnacle.
So to get up on top of that building, quote unquote,
Fairly easy climb check. It's made of wood and stuff. You could get up there pretty easily.
but could I do it with acrobatics or does it have to be climb?
Something that small. Yeah, you could probably get up there with acrobatics, like some sort of like, I don't know, cheerleader
there.
flip kind of thing.
So, yeah, so if I have a move action, I will try acrobatics
All right.
because I have a shit climb. Now I have a shit acrobatics if I keep rolling ones.
You actually end up pushing a hole into it. These things aren't really like massively structurally sound. So you end up pushing through as you try to like leap up. You end up like pushing down a few sticks, and that one of those guys on the other side is like, "Hey, that's my house."
Changing your name to Wraithar.
That's
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I got just speaking as a not speaking as your DM, but speaking as your friend. I think you should probably refresh your browser at this point. You've had a lot of ones this game.
Yeah,
This
but
was second or
refreshing my
third one so
browser never
far.
seems to really do anything.
You
I'll
really
give
do.
it a
That's a lot
shot.
of ones, buddy.
Big bucks, no chucks. I'll tell you, that's a hard one. All right, that is it for Wraith. At least you're untangled. Arendar, you have stopped everybody from attacking, leaving the field open for
I'm
you to try
delaying
and commit
until
murder.
After Poe.
Delaying until after Poe. Okay, good. All right, so you're delaying. The Fae around you are sort of swarming around. And you can see Tilgen over here who's yelling out, don't do anything. What happened? What's going on? And Pepavin is sort of like still moving forward to the towards the body of Guenivera, who he's, people are still, I mean, only like 8 seconds have elapsed. 9, maybe 10 seconds have elapsed since Vuhl came out the door. So it hasn't been a very long time, and everybody's really confused. Suddenly, Guenivera is dead. Vuhl is like, she committed suicide. This is a terrible thing. He's still, at one point he was screaming for a healer. Everybody sort of swarmed around. It's crazy. So they don't do anything. They're still trying to figure out what to do. And they're also not against you guys because no one has actually attacked anybody yet. But I think Poe is going to do that. Poe, what do you do?
No, I'm going to activate the Zone of Truth with my wand.
All right, so you are activating a Zone of Truth, and I'm assuming you're going to pop it over the top of it's 20-foot radius. That's the Zone of Truth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit snacks. We need to smallen that up. Calling an audible here. All right, so you can move that to wherever you want. I figure probably good like right here, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
That is down here by
Yeah, we're
the-
gonna put it in the water.
So they get everybody who wants to lie gets a will save, and basically, if they make the will save, then they can not speak. But otherwise, they
Yeah.
have to say.
Yeah.
You have to say the truth.
Dude, what's the DC on that?
You didn't give me that. It's a wand,
It's gonna be,
second level spell.
so 2 plus your casting stat plus 10.
So you want to do minimum casting stat, probably.
No, you're using the wand, it's your casting stat.
Yeah, it's yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, wands kind of like are they draw on your energy to sort of activate.
Oh, I haven't done wands much. 17 is what my
17. Okay, DC 17. All
Hey,
right.
Les,
Yeah.
While in the midst, I need you to look and read the one thing, the improved grab that this can, because I think we did that wrong.
Well, remember that your stat block is a 3/5 stat block.
All right, okay.
So we're all right.
All right.
I'll read it though. Oh, I see you. Yeah.
That's why I went for the 2-hit thing.
Well,
It's too late now, but I'm just so before we get too far, if I'm really reading some things incorrectly, I don't want to,
no, it's okay. I think
But-
we're all right.
right.
But I see what you're saying. As long as nobody else finds out about this,
okay.
we'll be okay.
All right, fine.
Our lips are sealed.
As long as none of the players
As long
find
as
out
they
how
keep rolling
badly we
ones,
mangled this.
Chuck, the one man.
Unless after I do that as a free action, I'm going to say, Vuhl, how did her throat get cut?
Okay, so Doug, I sent you a message.
Do you tell us you cast Zone of Truth?
He did it with a wand. I don't know if he told you guys or not.
Yeah, we talked about this before, that
Right.
the first thing we were going to do
Got
was
it.
Zone of Truth. So you guys know that I got the wand out. So, I mean, that's fairly obvious.
So here's a question. Would the Fae or anybody not amongst your party realize that a zone of truth had been cast? Are people who have zones of truth cast on them aware that they have zones of truth cast on them, or can you stealth a zone
Yeah,
of truth?
it says,
I think I don't.
creatures are aware of this enchantment. It says
Okay.
it right in the.
Okay.
So
What
it's-
everyone here
basically,
knows, and if
everybody
any one of
knows,
them try to
yeah.
lie,
Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I gotta check something real quick.
I sent you that result.
I saw it. That's why I gotta check something. And I gotta learn how to spell. Okay. Okay. All right. So you yell out, say that again. Vuhl, how did she die?
Was her
Right?
throat-
Something like that. How was her throat cut?
How did she die and how was her throat cut? Yeah.
How was her throat cut? Vuhl looks at you strangely for a moment, or at least strangely for an owl guy. It's kind of hard to tell, really. And then reaches down with his claw and lifts up her hand. And you can see that as a river nymph, she has these kind of like claws on it. And actually, you look down and you see that she looks a little different than she looked before. Older, not as pretty, I guess, not as enchanting. And he lifts up her hand and he says, her claws, she tore out her own throat with these claws. This is how she did it.
Has Lorelei said anything to me since she flew out of the thing?
Would she,
clarify what
maybe-
happened?
basically she said that that Vuhl, so what she would say to you, and it's been so fast that she would do it really fast, is that what she would describe to you is to say his owly head opened up and black tentacles came out and grabbed Guinevere by the throat, held her firm, and ripped out her throat as one of the tentacles formed into a claw and just tore her throat out. And then it all went right back in as she dropped to the ground. That's what Lorelei says.
So basically the zone of truth isn't effective against him because he's lying and it doesn't matter.
Well, it might have been effective against him, but if he made his will save,
Then he can choose not to speak. He still can't
Yeah.
lie.
He still can't lie.
Technically, she
will
did-
negates. Creatures in the animation cannot speak. Any potentially affected creatures are allowed to save to avoid the effects of the spell when it is cast, or when affected creatures are aware of the enchantment. Affected creatures are aware of this enchantment, therefore they may avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie, or they may be evasive as long as they remain within the boundaries of the truth. But the saving throw is will negates. So if he made his save, he's unaffected.
so the dice aren't with us tonight. On
They do
several
not
levels,
seem to be.
You think?
on lots of levels.
They
Is it-
do not seem to be.
Once he makes a saving throw, he doesn't have to save every time.
Nope, he's done.
Nope. Yeah, no, it's one and done.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I don't remember that being like that. I thought zone of truth,
Yeah.
I mean, you could not speak, but I didn't think that you could lie in a zone of truth and just
No.
completely.
It says
ignore it.
will negates.
Now, if we do
Blow
the
another
canon
charge on
from,
that wand.
if we do the canon from 13C, we use this unless you said that someone can willingly do that and the caster knows whether or not it affected someone.
Yes, I did, didn't we, in 13C? So
Yeah.
I will transfer this over. He made his will save against the zone of truth. In fact, that little pause before he reached down and grabbed up her arm and lifted it up to show you her claws was, into your eyes, him struggling against the zone of truth.
Hmm.
At least that's in your opinion. Your opinion as a mage of the First Order.
So Poe will say as a free action, he made his save. He's gonna be able to lie anyway, so kill that motherfucker.
Okay. Do you do anything else besides the wand and the
Proclamation?
call for murder?
And I'm, well, is it over? Is this, can I get there? Is that closer to him maybe?
Yeah, you can scooch over there next to Eridar. You sort of like push these guys up. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving you. I shouldn't be moving you. I should be moving him. Sort of pushed out of the way. Little Faye gets pushed as you kind of move in there. But yeah, you could go there. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
Okay. Vondram. This is quite a ruckus.
Super simple. Vondram has been paying attention and feels the same way that Poe feels. And he is going to shoot 2 magic missiles directly at Vuhl.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Are you sure? This is first blood.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Yes, it is. Somebody's got to do it. We've all been trying.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
on you
I'll-
for picking something that can't fail.
It's probably smart. Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. Shit.
Yeah, that was nice picking something that can't fail. The dice cannot hurt me, Chuck.
Dice
I
cannot
need to
hurt. All
start-
right.
I need to start building characters that have no dice rolls.
The magic missiles wing in from over everybody and slam into Vuhl for 8 points of damage.
Wow. Wow. Nice
He does not, as far as I can tell, have any defense against those.
At the same time as a free action, I'm going to call out to the members of this village. Have faith. We're trying to protect you. We have more information than you are aware of, and it is not our desire to hurt this town or its inhabitants. Please have faith and give us a minute.
Vuhl, in response, yells out, "Aid me! Aid me! The outsiders have attacked. This is exactly what they did at the bridge. This is how they come and murder us all. Aid me! Come to my defense!" And he staggers backward. He's like, "Oh, my chest from where it is. This is the big one." So he's yelling basically in contradiction to you. He's saying that these guys are murderers. This is exactly what they did. I thought that I was wrong about them. They should never have been brought here. Tilgen has betrayed us.
And I will yell back, this is not the Vuhl you know. This creature has been taken over by something evil. Did you take his hit points off?
No, I will. Hold on a second.
But I sent you a question, Les.
Sure.
That made me feel better that you didn't.
Not against this.
Yes. All right. Okay.
So gotcha. All right. So all right. So
It's actually my turn. I got skipped.
all right. So you're going back.
What's that?
You're going back in the round. All right, cool. You didn't get skipped. You delayed, remember?
Till after Poe. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, so do you want to do something?
Nope. That's good.
Okay.
Vandram's taking a move. He's just moving out into the center of this space.
Tilgen looks at you aghast. And then she looks at Vuhl aghast, who's calling her a traitor for having brought you here.
So this little guy is in my way.
And he's turning around and he's scrabbling at his belt for a little knife. After Vuhl says, "They've come to murder me! Help to aid me! Aid me! You've seen they're assassins! Assassins!"
So there's no way to get to this space right here without pushing him out of the way.
Yeah, you have to do something to him. You can't
Okay.
share. You can't share space with him.
Okay, then I'm gonna do a bull rush on him, so he gets an attack of opportunity against me.
The Fae
Oh,
does.
hey, yeah, the guy that I'm pushing, this little guy.
Okay.
But you said he was pulling his dagger out, so he's not armed. So it's
No, not really. I mean,
armed to strike.
all right. So let me check his CMD. Not great. All right. So you just bull rush
Well,
him.
he's doing a regular attack. You're gonna need a CMD because that's what I go against with
Right.
my CMB.
Here we go. Are you guys still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, good. I thought maybe I'd froze, and I'm like, of all the times.
Okay.
You got it ready?
Hmm?
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead and do your swing. Your attack.
No,
of
no,
opportunity.
it's not my turn. Oh, the attack of
The
opportunity.
little guy gets his attack of opportunity before I start. pushing him
Before
back.
you do it. I thought I was waiting for you. Okay, here we go. He's gonna pull that thing real
And is
quick.
he's not small. How tall is this little
He's
guy?
kind of small. Maybe
Is
4
he
feet tall.
Small? Is he tiny? Is he diminutive? What's his,
He's about 4 feet tall, so small.
so he's small. So
Yeah.
that's 4.
7 hit you?
Close.
So he pulls his little dagger, but staggers backward because he's like, and he's like, and he looks like if you bull rush him, he's probably going to fall over the prone body of Guenivera.
Yeah. So
She's relatively big,
she's medium, right?
medium for point of view of thing, but she's
Yeah.
probably 6.5, closing in on 7 feet tall.
So I'm pushing through this guy and trying to push Vuhl back into his place.
Okay.
So this same roll goes against both of them. So if I don't make it past the first guy, then Vuhl didn't have to do any. I don't even get to him. But if I succeed in the first guy, then this roll goes against him because I'm trying to go past both of them, or
Okay.
basically push both of them back. So that's against CMDs.
All right. So that I know. All right. So yeah, you just basically sort of just like blow into this guy. He weighs maybe 30 pounds, 35 pounds. So he's going flying backwards. I need you to roll a 50-50 and pick high or low before.
Okay, hi.
Okay. All right. So you hit this guy, this little Fae, and the Fae lets out, this little Fae dude lets out a squeak. As you basically punch him.
I don't punch him. There's no damage.
Not punch him, but you
Yeah.
grab him and you push him so hard, he goes flying over Guinevere's body, and you follow him. I need a reflex save from you.
A reflex save?
Because what you expected there to be at the back, like Vuhl there, you missed him. Now you stay on your feet and you sort of stagger forward, but you end up somehow inside Vuhl's cave with this guy.
Okay.
And you look
Oh,
around and you can
behind
see that Vuhl is behind you. But you somehow you missed Vuhl.
I missed
And you,
Vuhl. Okay. All right.
you punched the little Fae through the woven door, and now you're in Vuhl's cave, and you can see the candles are lit. It's that kind of stuff, and you can see at the back of the cave there's a huge splatter of this sort of bluish river nymph blood all over the floor in the back of the cave. Some splashed on the walls too. There's a ton of it, but yeah, somehow you missed
So
him.
it's on the walls too.
Yeah, pretty high up too.
So I'm going to call out and say, if she killed herself, how does blood get this high up on this wall?
And Vuhl says, "Well, we'll have to call Fae CSI to figure that out."
That was a standard action, so that's all I can do.
Okay. All right, that's the end of round one, and what a round it was. But we're back at the top, and oh no, you cannot believe this. You go in, you're about to punch the guy when Arendar says no, and then you hold back your punch, and then a moment later you see magic missiles winging into the owl guy, into Vuhl, and then Arendar's like, "Rah!" and grabs, pushes the crud out of a little fae who goes flying into Vuhl's cavern. At which Arendar sort of stumbles afterward, trying not to trip over Guinevere's body.
Right.
And he's going to be
What's
like, where's he
Vuhl
at?
doing?
Vuhl is just standing there, and he makes a quick look back as Arendar passes by him. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Yeah. Where am I? Okay.
13. You saw it happen, but you're just like, how did Vuhl dodge out of the way? I mean, to your eyes, you're shocked that Arendar could have missed him, and you're unsure of how that happened.
Right. Wait. Now, where did Arendar go?
He went in the cave. He went in Vuhl's cave, and he took
I'm 5 foot behind Vuhl, so if you can see him, I'm just right behind him.
Yeah, he sort of went right past him.
Kind of freaked out because I missed him, and then flipped around and faced Vuhl's kind of all the.
Right, so you're like tearing down the rattan mat and ripping the door open, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The door was actually already open, so the mat's not even there. You could see it.
Question, Les. I think I would know this. If I stun somebody with say a stunning fist, could I do a quick search of the stunned person?
Not in the same round.
All right.
Not in the same round. I mean, theoretically, you could, if they're stunned for a round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could.
The next round you could while he's stunned.
Yeah, exactly. If you stun him now, he'll lose his turn, and then I think, he will be
stunned until your next turn.
Yeah, he'll be stunned until your next turn.
Okay. I want to go in the cave too and see what's going on there, because it's obvious to me that Vuhl doesn't want me to go there. So naturally, I very much want to go there, but instead, I'm.
So far, Vuhl has not attacked anyone, and frankly, this whole attack shows the worst of.
No one's technically attacked Vuhl either.
Well, no, Vondram did. Vondram lit him up with a couple of magic missiles. I count that as an attack.
Yeah, that does count.
Right. If Vuhl does not seem hostile to me, I'm a lawful good teenage monk. I'm not gonna.
So you can basically right now call a shot that if he does anything bad, obnoxious, aggressive, you can jump in and do your action, or you can just delay. And then whenever he goes, if he does something you don't like, you have to wait till he's done, but then you get a full round, you get your full turn after he goes. So you can get a single action that will interrupt whatever he's doing. So you say, I'm going to punch him in the face if he looks like he's attacking one of my friends. That comes before he attacks one of your friends, but it's just single action. Or you can just delay, and then if he attacks one of your friends, he gets to do whatever he wants for his whole turn. Then you just fall in behind him, and then you get your normal turn then.
All right. Can I follow?
Yes, I'm sending you some things.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
Can I follow Arendar into the cave?
Well, yes, but you have to acrobatics past Vuhl.
All right, fine. I'm gonna say, pardon me, and I'm gonna acrobatics again past the Vuhl.
All right, let's try.
23.
That's not gonna do it.
No.
So you end up, in this case, you acrobatics past this little fae, but you end up stopping here, sort of astride the body of Guenivera.
Oh my
Vuhl's sort of looking at like, and he's looking around and kind of doing all kinds of stuff.
All right, fine.
Is that it?
That's it for me.
Well, I mean, you have a standard. That was a move action, right?
Oh, okay, sure.
If you want to punch somebody,
You know what? No.
put a stop to this horrible fight.
Not
You missed.
Not, I'm gonna wait until somebody tries to punch me or one of my friends. Can I try again to jump over, or no?
It'd be another move action, so technically there's nothing.
Yeah, technically, I think you want to try it. You're sort of like, going around. Yeah, I think so.
Pardon me.
Not enough.
All right, fine. I'll say, excuse me. I'm trying to barge into your cave where I think you've got a
Oh, crap.
secret.
Les, that's not who I meant.
Who'd you mean? Type it to me.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. The second acrobatics. I mean, you've got a big owl in front of you with his, his hands out, and he's definitely trying to keep. But now that Arendar has sort of got past him, which you're like, how the flip did that happen? You're not 100% sure, but yeah, he's still sort of blocking you, and you're unwilling. And frankly, Ono, you're unwilling to sort of like lay into this guy.
Yeah.
This Vuhl guy. You haven't been willing to punch him, so he's just sort of like, nope, can't go in there. Nope, no. That kind of thing, and you're just not getting past him. Okay. All right. So? Oh no, that's it for you, right? 2 movement actions. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Before this battle takes a turn for the worse.
Yes. Over.
All right. All right, Vondram, I need a will save from you.
And
Sorry, what?
Woohoo! I got one.
Wow. Okay.
That's what roll
Doug?
19 will get you.
I understand.
Doug, did you see what happened? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
Impressive.
all right. So then you're gonna. Okay. What do you say?
I don't know. That's just a simple fail. But then I go on to my next action
Right.
that I do. And so that would be this to, I guess, anyone that I can.
Okay.
So
What was that?
Plus 30? Jeez Louise.
yeah.
Wow. Hope
So-
it wasn't imagined.
What do you say?
Well,
Oh.
I am being wrong. She really did kill herself. Stop everything. My compatriots, come to my aid. Come to my aid. They've been deceived. I'm truly, my visitors. I am telling you the truth. She killed herself.
Everybody within earshot, give me a sense motive check,
all right.
except for Polearm, because you just feel like he's lying.
Oh, Arendar feels like he's lying too.
So do I.
well,
because we already had we had the tentacle issue earlier.
Well, you're starting to question it. I mean,
I wouldn't question it because if Poe is going to state that, he wouldn't just state that for no reason.
well, maybe Poe is against you.
Poe is not. I mean, I'll roll it, but I wouldn't have shot first if I didn't think. That's just not how Vondram works.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, some of you're like, are we making a mistake here? Is this going to be
Yeah, we're
murder?
making a mistake. We're not landing our blows.
I don't know.
If we
I
could
mean,
tackle him, if we could get past him. if we
he
could
sounds
hit him.
pretty convincing enough that both at this point, Papavin and Tiljan turn around and are begging you guys, please stop. He's telling the truth. The rest of the small fae are sort of like all of their little knives and pointed sticks and little pieces of driftwood that they've sharpened up into stuff, and little bows and arrows are starting to come out. They're obviously convinced that you guys are some sort of other, non-fire forest assassins come to kill Vuhl. Papavin and Tiljan don't seem to be convinced that you guys are assassins. Tiljan certainly not, but they're both Tiljan and Papavin are begging you guys, stop this madness. You're killing the wrong guy. This is a terrible accident, a terrible thing that Guenivera has done, but it's not Vuhl's fault. Stop. Is that it for you, Doug?
Yeah. Again, like I said, it was the roll.
Okay. Wraith, you've got 1 foot in the house, 1 foot out of the house. No, I'm kidding. But you didn't succeed in getting up on top of the
Yeah, no, that's all
the
good.
hut.
Does the sense motive check, does it affect what I'm able to do?
Well, no, it doesn't. I mean, you hear all these people. I mean, these Fae are sort of like, obviously they've come around to Vuhl's way of thinking, and you can see that these two chaps up on the 15-foot ridge are looking at you pretty like. I mean, they've got bows, and they're like, you got better leave Vuhl alone. But even more so, you hear Papavin and Tiljan. Never mind. Their words come to naught as Wraith fires an arrow. 18 to hit.
Actually, 2 arrows.
2 arrows. Who are you
And
firing at?
Vuhl.
Vuhl. Okay.
And at this point, my brother's behind him. I don't know if it counts as flanking, but he should have his attention on other stuff than me. That's up to you. But so it's
Doesn't count as flanking in this
two
case.
18s to hit.
Those are both gonna miss.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
This is bull.
Those are both gonna miss. The arrows fly, and now the Fae are committed. And here they
Okay,
go.
well, I'll shoot them next because they're probably a lot fucking easier to hit.
They might be. 2 arrows at you, Wraith, just in response to that. Holy jeepers. 20 and 17. Either of those hit you?
Both.
Both. Okay. They're small, so not massive amounts of damage. In this case, D6 minus 2 is their damage amounts.
You have to hit over someone's armor class, or if you hit their armor class, it's a hit. I was
Yeah, if you match their armor class.
If
it's
you
a
match
hit.
it, yeah. So
Yep.
2 points of damage as 2 tiny little arrows hit you, and that kind of stuff. Oh no, this guy's gonna try and stab you with his little knife.
Why?
10, that's gonna miss because you guys are attacking. You guys are assassins.
Sigh.
How many are on Poe? I think 4. And this one takes a 5-foot step. She's gonna looking for targets. She's gonna shoot at Vondrum. So she shoots at Vondrum. 16 hit you, Vondr? Nope. And then these 2 are going to 3 are gonna stab at polearm. So 19 fumble. 21. Is 21 hit you? I'm trying to see. 20. No. Yeah, 21 would hit you. So that is a unconfirmed
I got
fumble.
a +4 against Fae, so 17, 9, 20. I got a 21 AC right now against Fae.
Okay, so that is a unconfirmed fumble. Wait, what? So that
My AC is 21 against Fae. I have a +4.
oh, so an unconfirmed fumble, right? I get it right. And a 17 is going to miss. So those guys don't hit yet. These guys, what are they going to do? One guy's going to get over here, and this guy's going to go back behind Papavin, and he's going to run over here. This one's going to, this guy's going to run. I don't know what he's going to do. He's running around here. He's flying that way. And then this one is going to come over here by Tiljan. And this one's going to shoot also at Vondrum. Ooh, 23 hit, yeah.
Yeah.
just a flesh wound.
0 point?
1 point of damage. You can do only a minimum of 1. So just nicked you. Poe, these creatures are all surrounding you. They think you're an assassin. Papavin is yelling, please stop this violence. Tiljan is yelling, they're not assassins, but please stop the violence. Prove them that Vuhl has it wrong. What's that, Poe? What's that 19?
As it to hit against
On
I'm going to enlarge and hit Vuhl if I can.
Okay. Do you get any bonuses for being enlarged?
Hell yeah.
I think I've got it all in there. Let me hang on. Let me look.
It balances out. You get a +1 from
Yeah.
the strength, but you get a -1 because you're getting
19
bigger.
is what it is. Yep.
19 is what it is. Oop. Hold on a sec.
He's flanking with me, so
Does he get
that-
flanking? He does get flanking.
that's two.
So that's +2. So 21. That is a hit. So you're, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a hit.
It's a hit, but I need you to roll 50-50 and pick it. You roll a 50-50 and pick high or low beforehand.
Low. Oh,
Hi. You see your spear
Right
pierce
through him.
Vuhl, but you felt no resistance. Nothing happened. You're not sure what's wrong there, but something's wrong. Vondram.
Bondrum is going to bend over and pick up the arrow that the first Fae missed me with, pull the other arrow with my blood, wipe the blood off of my arm. And
Okay.
he's going to walk over here and hand them both back their arrows. And he's going to say, I know this appears wrong, and I know that you're frightened, but we are telling you with 100% certainty this is not your friend Vuhl. He has been possessed. We will not kill him. We are just trying to suppress him and prove to you that you are in danger if we cease and desist. But I will not attack you because we are not here to attack you.
Roll a diplomacy check.
I have no diplomacy skill, I'm quite sure, but I will attempt a D20.
Yep.
And
What's your
a
charisma
negative-
bonus?
a
Edge.
-2.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
So she's saying that as she's swearing at him.
Yeah. Look, you little bitches.
Yeah,
That's
look,
about-
you little
that's
bit-
about right. I
look,
mean-
you little bastard.
All right.
Sometimes you have to give.
let it go, you fucking idiots.
You have to give a little weight to action
Just
I'm
over.
I'm tweeting,
Elsa,
Gordon.
let it go. Let it go. You
You have to put
stupid
some weight on
bastards.
actions over words, right? Actions weigh heavier than words.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. But I am tweeting. Let it go. What did you say? You little, you little what?
I think it said bitches, but I said bastards. It's Elsa. You gotta include Elsa singing. Let
I
it
have
go.
never seen Frozen, so I don't know how that song goes.
You wait till you have grandchildren.
I have no physical attack on Vuhl that I can do safely without hurting others.
All right. Did you want to make a will save because you have entered the zone of truth?
Do I need to? No.
Well, I don't know how many lies do you want to tell?
None.
We've already started with one big lie. I mean, we mean you no harm. You already shot the guy. So we'll see. All right. No. Okay. So you're just saying, okay, I only speak the truth. The Fae would recognize that. I mean, everybody knows that you guys are in a zone of truth right now, which is frankly lending weight to Vuhl's pronouncements. But at the same time, you've got two groups with two opposing sort of points of view in a zone of truth. And they're both telling the truth. Everybody's very confused and nobody trusts anybody. Arendar, what do you do?
Can't we
Right.
all just get along?
You're behind this guy. You hear Papavin and Tiljan yelling out, please stop, please stop. He's telling the truth. You hear Vondram yelling out, don't shoot me anymore. I will not harm you. But something is wrong. Your friend is possessed and we mean to take him alive. Which basically you're not sure that that's entirely the truth, especially from your point of view.
I'm torn between doing the smart thing and doing what Arendar would do. Normally, I would just do what Arendar would do, but these dice rolls have been so far skewed against us.
Go for it. Follow your character. Do what Aaron do. Do some good rolls. Break the path. Change the paradigm.
Change the paradigm.
Yeah.
If you don't like the argument, change the paradigm.
Just out of curiosity, does 19 hit the owl guy?
Not by itself.
Okay.
But 21 does. So do your own math.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to ask to change anything, I'm within 30 feet, so my rolls would have been +1.
Then they would have been 19s. Yeah, it still would have missed. It's
Yeah.
close. I mean, you got close to him, but it missed him. All right, Arundar, I can see that you're on the horns of a dilemma. On one hand, something impetuous and stupid. On the other, something smart and perhaps not as violent.
Right.
And then twin speaky here's got him like a fish.
I'll vote for impetuous.
Bo says, just hit him once, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Arundar could yell out, I could say the same about you.
You know what? I'm gonna go with what the character would do, not what I think is smart.
Sounds about right.
You've got flanking.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting that too, by the way.
So this is going to be at +2 because it's flanking.
Potential crit.
All right, hold on a second.
No, that is a crit.
Oh, it is a crit.
All right, Falcata, 20 to attack. That's a hit. Potential crit, but I need you to roll a 50-50.
It's
Wait,
built in.
It's already in there.
where do you see that?
50-50, yeah.
You got to do a 50-50.
So
call
high
it-
again.
High again.
Why is the 50-50? Because
Ah, got him. You feel the hit crunch in there, even though it seems quite odd. Well, something's going on that's causing him to have some sort of 50-50 mischance. You're not sure what, but all right, roll it again. Confirm the crit if you can, if you
Oh, it's already
dare.
confirmed.
he did already.
It's in the
23.
it's in the
23 to
map.
confirm. Oh, I see it. All right, all right. 11 points. All right, so you want double damage or what is it?
No, because he's got a falcata, so that's 33 points of damage.
That's triple damage with a Fakata. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's what you want to do? Okay.
Like I said, this is what the character would do.
All right. So you lay into him and you bit it. Vuhl feels that, and Vuhl's like, assassins have struck me from behind. Ow! As he leans forward, you see blood welling out. But for a moment, to your eyes, that blood looks black. And then it changes, and it's red again.
I'm gonna call that out. This blood looked black for a second, like the black tentacles.
All right. Is that it for you, Arundar? You want to move
Yeah.
through, or you want to kick
Well-
that other Fey, or?
Nope, I'm ignoring the other Fey.
All right. End of round 2. We're going into round 3. Lots happening. Now, I believe this is all right. This is round 3. This is Ono's round. I can feel it. I can feel it.
All right. I am gonna hit this guy with my stunning fist. And let me get the notes on that for you. Where did it go? Stunning fist.
Okay. Stunning fistaroo. All right. So you're just going to step up and try and punch this guy right in his beaky little face.
Sure.
All right. Go for it.
Here comes trouble. All right. 18.
18. Even with flank? Is that, I mean,
With flank is 20.
flank is 20. All right. 20 would be a hit, but I need you to roll 50-50. Call it a first.
Gotcha. I'm gonna roll.
21. It wasn't 21 to hit.
Well, no, 21 did hit, but it's apparently 20 is the exact thing needed.
Right. Low.
That's low.
That's low. All right. You declare stunning fist. Stunning fist forces a foe damaged by your unarmed attack. So you can roll regular damage. Oh, you get 7 points of damage. So that is a hit. So he'll take. Let's do that first. 7 points. Gets punched in the beak. A shot to the beak. A fortitude save. DC 10 plus half your character level plus your wisdom modifier. All right. Your character level 4, if I recall correctly, right?
Mhm.
So
Four.
that's DC 12. What's your wisdom modifier?
4.
Is it? Okay, so that DC is 16. Doug, I need you to roll a fort save.
Okay. Sure, I failed that.
Oh, you did big time. So defender who fails this saving is stunned for a run round, basically until Ono's next turn. He drops everything, so you can see the long knife that he carried in, that he had in his hand, drops to the sand. He cannot take any actions. He loses his dex bonus to AC and a -2 penalty to AC. And maybe okay. So yeah, that is success. You have stunned this creature and he's woggling. The rest of them are, you can hear now, Papovin has seen the blood welling from his back, staggered forward. And then, oh no, you just reach up and punch the guy right in the beak. And he staggers backwards against the thing. He's like, oh, and you can see the blood pouring down his feathers. And Papovin is screaming, no, stop. And the Fae behind Arendar and next to you are both saying, I'm going to kill you for that. You're hurting our friend.
Do I get a second action or?
Yeah.
You used your standard action. You've only got a
move action left.
Okay. Thank you.
And thanks for pointing out, Doug. I was wrong. I forgot that part.
Can I use my move action to I want to grab his hair or his scruff and.
Well, he's got feathers. I mean, here's the problem. You're talking about a grapple action, which is a standard action.
That's a standard action.
Yeah.
I pass.
All right, you're just gonna stand there?
Yeah.
All right, Vuhl is stunned.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to do jack crap.
Except go to the bathroom.
Except go to the bathroom. Time for a little tinkle. Wraith, you are up.
Okay,
Those two little dicks on the ridge just shot at you and hit you.
well, they tend to do that. So he is now sort of wavering stunned, so he loses his dex bonus.
He does indeed lose his dex bonus.
Okay.
So AC is lower and you get sneak attack.
So I am going to try once again to shoot him twice.
Okay.
Potential crit.
That's a potential crit. The second one is a miss.
A 12.
A 12. Even without his dex, 12 will not hit.
I get that. So I'm going to just roll the whole thing again for the potential crit.
Okay. 23
to hit.
That's a potential crit. And as well, no, it's not a potential crit, it's a confirmed crit. You want
the confirmed crit.
27-point
charge or damage.
Well,
it's
let's see, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh,
13 points of damage.
Triple?
With a bow, it's triple.
Yeah, but the chart.
So that'd be 39.
The chart, though.
I'll take 39.
39. All right. It's a solid hit. You see the arrow slam into this guy's body. Hold on, let me minus the dam here. Boop. All right. So the arrow goes smashing into him. It sticks into his abdomen. Owls have abdomens, right? Sure they do. And I'm not enough of a zoologist to know for sure, but probably they do. Anyway, jams in there, and you can see black blood come pouring out of the wound and down the feathers.
So everyone else sees this too.
Everybody else sees it, but at the same time, the Fae are like, they're killing him. And Papovin's like, please stop. And you see Papovin running over to him, and he's grabbing onto Vuhl. He's like, Vuhl, are you all right? So he's standing, he runs over here and is trying to help out. And they're like, stop the fight. Do not kill our friend and village person. What is a
village person?
Fellow village. I don't know. What do you call somebody that you grow up in the same village with? I don't know. Neighbor. Don't kill our neighbor. All right. You gonna move it all or anything like that?
No, I'm good where I am.
Okay. The
Nice
Fae are screaming at you, and they are going to fire 2 more shots. Those guys, the dicks on the ridge are going to fire. 7 is a miss. 18 is a hit.
It is.
For 1 point of damage.
0 damage.
1 point. You can only have a minimum of 1. If it hits you, it's going to be a 1.
Yeah, I get that. I was just being an asshole.
Yanking my chain. That one guy next to Ono is going to stab him. Nope, he's not. This guy is coming around here. He's going to come over here, and he's going to be like, there he is. and he's going to run and stab, miss. But you got another one behind you, and then all of the rest of these guys. I think it's 4. Vondrum, hold on. Let me roll this for those 2 guys right there. 1, 2. All right, these 2 guys in front of you, Vondrum, between you and Tiljan, and you saying I have no desire to hurt you. They sort of put their bows down. They were backing up to take another shot. This one instead turns and is shooting at Poe. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 stabs. Let's just go ahead and do those now. 1. Ooh, that's a hit, I believe. Let me check. Poe, yeah, AC 17. So 1 hit.
So I got +4 with Faye, so 28, 9, 20, 21. So
All right.
21 does it.
So that is 1 hit, 1 miss, 1 more hit, natural 20, and a 22 to confirm. Did they just crit you? All right. The 2 regular hits, 1 and 2. So
Let's
2
see.
points of damage.
Let's see the average GM rolls here. 10, 17, 15, 19, 20, 18. Now let's look at Chuck's average roll.
Ooh.
We may have to. All right. So I will do the math on this one after we're done for tonight. I'll do the numbers and I'll share everybody what the average percentages were. So a confirmed crit. So that is a stab. So that is a melee crit. Ooh, stay down. Target suffers max damage and is knocked prone. One of these little fuckers just stabbed you right in the Achilles heel, and you stagger backwards from the pain of it. It causes max damage, which is 4 points of damage, and you fall prone. And then an arrow. But this is going to miss because you've fallen prone now, and it's -4.
Triple damage would have been more fair last, don't you think?
Well, he was a stab.
Okay.
And I like.
Somebody's hit my character.
All right. I think that's it. So Vondrum, the ones in front of you and Tilgian have stopped. They're not fighting, but they are looking back and forth. They're like, what the hell? And these other ones that have got Poe surrounded have knocked him down. Somehow they've knocked an enlarged Poe down, and you can hear them yelling, get him, stab him, stop the assassins, stop the assassins. And it's Poe's turn.
All right, I'm gonna try to stand.
Okay. That provokes. You can stand, but it provokes from everyone around you. All 4 of those. So you want me to go ahead and roll those?
Sure.
All right. First one.
Jeez, it's unbelievable.
Second one.
Really.
Oh, second
There
one
we go.
confirm. Unconfirmed fumble. So he's there. Third. Oh man.
Oh,
Confirmed fumble. So that's the third one. That's the guy with the little ears. You're grazed by our own weapon. So he is dazed for 1d3 rounds. Let's go ahead and roll. That's half of this. 2 rounds. So he is dazed for 2 rounds. And then the other guy, his attack of opportunity is an 11. So 1 hit. 3 points. A nice good stab. But you are now upright again. They're starting to look a little scared. It's Faye.
All right. I'm gonna try to hit this.
Or you're just going to sweep your, baseball bat your spear around and just. 19. You got any bonuses? Oh, he's stunned. He doesn't
Yeah,
need bonuses.
And I'm flanked, so.
And he's
21 at
flanking.
least, yeah.
That's a hit. But you do need to do the 50-50 because that does not drop when he's stunned.
Low. Oh my God.
Missed him. Somehow you missed him.
low was definitely the right choice though for our clan.
Seems passing through, but I mean, at least you're up. Your Achilles tendon, though, is sore as shit. It's got little cuts in it. I mean, you're going to be like, I need to bandage that. Vondrum, these guys have stopped attacking you, but they're looking around and they're confused. They don't know what to do. They hear the truth in what you're saying, that you're not going to hurt them, but you're also trying to kill Vuhl. You were the one who shot first. You're
So-
Han Solo.
Is this the guy that was shooting at Poe?
Yeah. Well, one of them.
So he's turned and facing the other direction, I take it?
Well, no, no, this was the guy who was going to stab you. He was running up to help her.
So this is the one that's facing Poe then?
This one is here is the one who was trying to shoot Poe. Actually did shoot last round, missed.
Oh, so neither of these, I thought you said they didn't bother with me, they shot at Poe. Okay.
They were about to shoot at you and they backed up after they heard what you were saying, that I
Okay.
won't hurt you.
Okay.
Even with your terrible charisma, somehow you convinced them.
Do either of them fly?
Well, the one to the south one does. This is
I'm
like a
good.
little gremlin looking dude.
Yeah.
So he's like this, like a little, fawn. She flies.
I'm going to turn to her and I'm going to encourage her. I understand you don't believe me, and I'll roll another -2. after
Damn
this.
straight.
But I encourage you to fly over there and hover over your beloved compatriot and watch what happens, because it is not Vuhl that is being attacked this day. It is the evil that lives inside of him.
Ooh, that's pretty eloquent, I must say. I tell you what, roll me another diplomacy check and add
Okay.
2 to it.
16.
16. All right. So she looks at you curiously and she's like, all right, I'll do that. And she begins to lift off. Her little butterfly wings are kind of.
Okay, that's my whole turn.
That's it. You don't want to move. You don't want to punch Tilgen. Maybe throw that fawn guy in a sack or something.
Nope, I'm out of spells that are useful at this moment. So
Arendar.
I am going to grab him. So going in arms wide, because I know he's got some kind of something that makes him not quite appear where he's at.
All right. So you're going to try and grab him.
Yep.
Hold him still. All right. Show me the CMB.
So his CMD is 2 lower.
Okay.
Because of being stunned.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to type it to Doug. Are you back?
Yeah.
All right. CMB is this.
Okay.
Yeah. Somehow, despite him being stunned and despite
Yes,
him
he can't
being
move.
grievously wounded, but you still managed to miss and failed to grab him. He's too slippery. Those feathers. You just can't get any purchase.
Okay.
With your human hands.
What we need here is a giant worm.
Yeah.
Potentially.
They kill owls with a plum. That's what we need.
That's true. All right. Is that it for you, Arendar? You just kind of like lashing out?
Trying to end this, but like I said, the die rolls are horribly against us tonight.
Yeah, they are.
We've had 2 clutch ones. I'll give us that. Other than that, they've been horribly against us.
All right. That's the end of round 3. Round 4, we go into it.
All right.
And round 4, oh no, this is your round. I can feel it.
Stun him again. He's easy to hit right now.
Hey, he's easier to hit.
Okay, you know what? All right.
But you can only do stunning fist 1 time per
Correct.
day,
Oh,
right?
Oh, no, you've got several uses per day.
Not of stunning fist.
I don't know how many he's got, but I know he's got more than 1.
So you may attempt a stunning attack once per day for every 4 levels you have attained.
And he's 4th. So
And he's
he gets-
4th. Oh, I guess, yeah, he would get
1.
a second one. Wait,
No, just 1, I think. 1.
Just-
For every 4 levels you've attained, he's attained 4 levels.
yeah, so he's got one.
So we
Okay.
don't, yeah.
All right. Well,
How did my
hmm,
my higher level guy had like 12 that he could do, and he wasn't even close to that level.
you know what? I'm gonna just hit him with my regular old crane style strike. And here it comes, a 10. That's a big
Nope, that is a miss. Even stunned. I mean, it's amazing that he's stunned and you guys still can't seem to land on him.
Can I try again? Can I attack?
Sure. Yeah. Full
Okay,
attack.
no.
Absolutely.
Here it comes. And
Sure that
Stub my
Okay.
toes.
macro is right. Eric?
Hey, wait a second. Yeah, you got -2 on there. What gives?
Macro is
Because
weird.
it's
Because he's using crane
Crane
style,
style.
so he gets
Oh,
to
crane
think
style.
and at the sacrifice of offense.
Gotcha. It's like a combat expertise kind of thing.
Okay. And you've actually got 1 per level plus. Let's see, again, Stunning Fist can let me just, a stunning fist, number of days per day equal to his monk level plus one more time for every 4 levels.
He's got 5.
What? You sure about that? Because that's not what it says in that thing.
Let's see.
I'm looking right online. I'm doing the
Let me look.
D20. Let's look up monk.
Let's declare stunning
Stunning
fist. A monk receives stunning fist as a bonus feat at once. Okay. You may attempt a stunning attack once per day for every 4 levels you have attained.
Yeah.
But see special. A monk may attempt a stunning attack a number of times per day equal to his monk level plus 1 more time per day for every 4 levels he has. So that's correct. It was the special, which wasn't included in the other thing. So that is correct. Good job, Mike. You lose 500 experience points for that.
Yep. Figured as much.
All right. Well,
But no matter, the 10 and
It
the
doesn't
11
matter.
aren't doing it.
Yeah, the 10 and the 11 aren't doing it, and you have to declare it beforehand. So he is now unstunned.
okay.
Correct.
And I think it's his turn. Doug?
Yeah, I saw that too.
And look at his hit points, too. It's up to
I
you.
know. Nah. Okay, he's gonna transform.
Oh, boy. The cat is out of the bag. Let me get that for you. Or do you have it?
Either one of us can do it.
Okay, let me I'm almost there. Let me fix the
Yeah.
hit point chart. So
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's
So
good where it's at. It's good where it's at.
okay, you guys hold on a
Oh.
second. So after he comes out of stun,
Mhm.
you hear a horrific, I don't know how this is gonna work. You hear a horrific howl from Vuhl, and you see him start to shake a little bit. He reaches down and he snaps off that arrow and throws it down, and then his head goes and rips open, and the owl part of Vuhl
Mhm.
falls away like a breakaway suit. And instead of that, hold on,
He's wearing an Edgar suit.
he's wearing an Edgar suit. So he goes away, and this comes out. That's not it. I'm on the wrong level. Hold one moment.
Not cool.
All right. Suddenly, everybody is pushed back as this creature just erupts out of this Vuhl suit, and you're looking at it, and you're like, "There's no possible way that much stuff could have fit in Vuhl." Everyone is pushed backwards a little bit by the force of this eruption. Arendar, you and the other Fae are pushed deeper into the cave, so you're back there. Oh no, you're pushed into the wall of this thing. This guy's, whoops, not that guy. This Fae, hold on a second, I gotta send him to the back. We're gonna put him there, and then I'm gonna do this, put him there. This Fae is sort of punched over here. Poe, you're punched back about this far, and you end up punching back this guy, who ends up prone. He goes down because he's dazed. Papavin is like, you see Papavin thrown backwards here, and so this creature is now standing above Guenivera's body, and it is a creature that looks like this. It's essentially a wad of green-black goo with coiled tentacles coming out of it. And at this point, you see Poe go, "I knew it!"
That's it.
That's what I saw. And it's got it looks like sort of embedded in it, there are little skeleton fays, like maybe it had been feeding on them in some way. All right, Doug,
Yeah.
that's your move action.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, how many attacks can I have?
Well, just the one after that,
All right.
because technically you moved.
Okay.
But you have to. Are you gonna do that? Yeah, I mean, or You might still be able to convince them.
I think he needs a
Not
vote.
anymore. No. Okay. We're gonna attack Arendar.
Oh, okay. So the tentacles whirls backward at Arendar. All right, go for it. You're not gonna like this at all, Arendar.
No.
With an 18? No, I'm
Whap.
not gonna get that. That's quite the hit.
You get smacked. Okay.
Damage isn't so bad though.
Yeah, it's not that tough.
Hmm.
3 points of damage.
Hold on a second. I'm typing you a thing. Did you get that, Arendar? That damage?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's Vuhl. Wraith, what do you do?
I did not see that.
Yeah, just under spell-like abilities.
I didn't, what you sent me didn't go any further.
It's in the green portion. It's right under the melee stuff.
Come on, Doug. I can even see it from here.
Wraith.
So now that this has happened.
Yeah.
First, as a free action.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I gotta go
announce
back to that email.
to the little peckerheads around me. Do you believe us now?
They look
I'm not
kind
gonna
of
wait.
shocked. I mean, the two dicks on the ledge are looking down at this. They're like, "What the fuck?" And you yell out, "Do you believe me now?" And they're sort of like, "We didn't know."
You're idiots. Then at this point, well, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try to fire 2 shots at it.
Okay. Ooh, a 9
And a 25.
25's a hit.
So the 25 does 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage.
You don't get sneak attack, do you? You don't get precision damage.
Everybody around it is now flanking, right? This thing has turned into this evil creature. So I assume now everybody here is.
Counts as a flank for him.
Yeah, because
Well,
not
yeah, but
not necessarily because they think it's the enemy, but this thing is surrounded. So
Yeah,
if
but I
it-
mean, Papovin doesn't count as a flank. He's not. He's a non-combatant. He's not fighting.
Poe should.
But yeah, but look at the.
The big creature. It's going right through him. Coming
Yeah.
out
All
of
right,
his
all
head.
right, all right. Yeah, because he's pretty big. All right. So what did you say? 12.
Yeah, 7,
12 points.
8, 9, 12 points of damage.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Arrow slams into him, and it seems like it's absorbed by the goo in the central core. But definitely, you see a tentacle snaking out towards you.
5 foot step back, dude.
It's got
That'll
reach.
work.
It's tentacles.
That's all right. I'll take a 5-foot step back
All right. All right. So it is the phase turn.
because
right,
there's
this-
ass clown phase in front of me. Let them go in.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're running.
Figures.
They're running to that hole. Yikes. This one actually probably has to roll an acrobatics check to get past you, unless you want to. Do you want to stop him?
Which one?
This
Yeah,
one right
are
here.
you talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to block his path.
So you're gonna block him. All right. He's gonna try and roll an acrobatics against your CMD. Hold on a second, because he's definitely trying to get around you. Let me see what their what their CMB is. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, they're cut up. Here we go. Let's see how well this goes. 4. He rolled a 4. Does that get past you?
No.
All right, he stops right in front of you. Bonk, right against your knee. He's like, "Let me go, let me go."
And as a free action, you were so interested in fighting, fucking fight.
They are getting the flock out of there. She ducks into that hole and gets out of there. He runs out this way. He's done with that fight. He actually goes into that thing, and you hear the reedy door slam. This guy is like, hell with this, and they're all skedaddling out of here.
I have a question for the GM.
Sure.
After this battle is over with, if I choose to try to murder all of these people, would that make me evil?
It's a judgment call.
Okay, we'll deal with that judgment later.
All right. All the little fays are now taking off. Papavin is standing his ground because he seems shocked. He's looking at this. He's like, and you can hear him talking. He's like, Vuhl, what has happened to you? What have you done? He seems shocked. Poe, you're not as shocked.
Get him, buddy.
You got flanking.
Do I have to do a 50-50 still?
Well, no, that's done.
All right. Let's see if I can hit this son of a bitch. Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, all right. A potential crit. Go for it.
21.
Flanking's 21.
21 is a hit. Potential crit. You want the damage or you want the chart?
If you just got double damage, I go with the chart.
Actually, I get ×3. So I'm
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Holy crap, go with that then.
Okay.
So 30.
30 points. Ooh, that is go. I mean, you get him hard.
Suck it.
He's not quite down though. I mean, he's low, but it was very close.
Oh my
30
God.
points. That's a lot. All right. You see Polearm just reach out and he's like, I knew it. Jam it into this goo, and he's twisting the blade around, and the goo is like flailing around and losing its thing. But here's Vondrum's turn.
Vondrum's
missile.
gonna take his spear. And he is going to charge this son of a gun.
Okay.
No magic missiles left.
No magic missiles left. I am wiped on spells.
Vondi still gets flanking.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does
you-
from Arendar. Arendar's
You get
ruining it for
two-
everyone.
Two for charge and 2 for flanking.
Mhm.
All right. It's so Doug, to get close enough to spear you, she's going to come within range since you have reach. Do you want to take
All
the
right.
attack of opportunity
Yeah.
against Vondrum?
I was gonna say, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I've got reach, so I only have to come this far, but he's got reach too with his tentacles, right?
Yep.
You're
Go
gonna get
for it.
hit. He starts
know.
with higher than your armor class, so.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I'm ready.
Roll a 1.
Yeah, 1 is the only way you pretty much miss.
One ski.
Not so much.
Oh, there's a couple ones in there. They're just
Go ahead and roll damage.
as long as I can stand up through this, right?
4 points.
Okay, I can stand through that. Okay, here's my roll.
+4.
Oh, what does that
Nice.
29.
Okay, that's a hit.
mean?
This
And
could be it.
well,
Think it might
is-
be.
No, it isn't because I have my weapon charged with 2d6 of cold damage. So
Unless it's immune to cold damage.
it could be. I'm 1d8 plus 1. There's 8
8
points.
points.
There. Will
All
that
right.
do it before we even
You
get to the cold?
You see your spear slam into the thing, and you can hear this thing. Well, you can't really hear it. You almost feel it. It's almost sub-rosy. The thing lets out a vibration. And you give that spear a twist, and it sort of slithers backward up against the wall, and then slides down. Black blood gouting onto the floor as your spear is twisted free, and it sort of slides down the edge of the floor in front, and it comes to rest in front of Papavin, who throws up onto the ground next to it, after looking at this black blood and the bones of small fae embedded in this goo and ooze that seems to sink into the sand below. And at that,
I think we all got a level out of this. That was like a CR 15 creature.
fall out of initiative at this point, as the
So-
battle has ended.
Who's our magic user?
Bondrum's one of them. Titus is the other.
Titus,
Okay.
he's not here tonight.
Yeah, but that's okay. We have Vondi. Who
I'm just
saw?
not out of spells.
No, it's not. It wouldn't matter about spells. Who saw the black gem at the core of this thing?
Titus. And Poe, did you see it as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I thought Poe saw. So at this point, possibly it's a magic user thing, or possibly it's a
It was
magic
probably
user
this
thing
thing.
in concert with Arendar. We need to fillet this thing and figure out if there's something still active in it. I think it might have been just this thing.
Okay,
We
I
might
think it
have
was
killed
this creature, but yeah.
and that's all good. But I mean, we kind of need to be sure about that. I think maybe you guys disagree. It's up to you.
I don't know, wizards. What do you think?
I just
Did-
put arrows in shit when I
I
can.
mean, I have
just
knowledge
got-
arcana. Can I use that to make a more educated decision?
Sure, you could try to.
Let's just burn it.
And does anybody have like knowledge, planes knowledge, anything that would tell us what the hell this thing is?
21.
21. You have never encountered a creature like this before. It reminds you of nothing that you've studied. And frankly, well, I mean, your first guess is like, this has got to be some sort of nether plains creature or something. It certainly strikes you as nothing that comes from here. It's exhibited a few interesting powers, but it looks dead
And
now.
Tough
That
as
was
I'll ever
that
get
was
out.
that was knowledge. That one I rolled was knowledge. Shit, what did I choose?
Was it Arcana?
Arcana. I also have knowledge planes.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's
Not
I
really.
mean, it's not a devil, it's not a demon. I mean, you can't tell. Yeah, you never heard of a creature like this before. Maybe something from the abyss or something, a daemon, maybe. I mean, this is nothing like you've ever seen before. As it gurgles black blood out of there. Slowly, as you guys sort of step away from this creature, and you're just like, well, we put paid to that piece of crap. Finally, you guys believe us about Vuhl? And everybody's just kind of shocked. All the rest of them are just like, now Guenivera and Vuhl. Guenivera is dead. Vuhl was something that wasn't Vuhl. Everybody's freaked out. You guys are covered in blood. You know, it's like, what do you do next? Everybody's freaked.
I'm still clean.
You're still clean. That's true. You don't have any blood on you. The Fae on top of the tower who have been singing are flummoxed by this, and they're looking over there, and they've actually stopped singing. And Tilgen flies over there and is like, start the song, and they immediately sort of like, you know, get back to there. They begin singing again to try and do it. But as they who's closest? Poe, you're closest, and Vondram maybe. Give me a quick perception check.
Good perception.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice.
Vondram.
That's it. Yeah, Vondram, please. Perception.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to dig out our bed and folding laundry for the last 20 minutes here.
Gotcha. 13. You don't see it. Poe, as you look over there at Tilgen exhorting the other Fae that were on at the tower to start to sing again, your guess is that they had stopped singing when Vuhl changed, that they were so flummoxed by all this that they were watching but still singing. But when Vuhl changed, they stopped. It's been probably 10, 15 seconds. Out in the lake, you see steam coming up. Now, you remember that the lake water is warm anyway because of the fire forest, right? You know, it's probably bathwater warm at a minimum. It's pretty warm, but out there, sort of in the distance a little bit, and this may be, I want to say maybe 70, 80 feet offshore. You see that there's like a pillar of steam coming up that slowly, when the song starts to dissipate and sort of everything returns to normal. But your thought is that while the singing had stopped, somehow there was a column of water that had gotten a lot hotter. Or was growing hotter, because you could see this sort of column of steam evaporating up into the air from the lake.
Did that come from where the water chick said the sword was?
You didn't see it, so maybe. Poe, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Arendar wouldn't have seen that, but if we talk about this afterwards.
Yeah, Poe, you would maybe think that maybe that was right around where she had dived down before you guys got to shore.
Because didn't she say that was, I thought she said it was in the bottom, but then she also said it was in a beast or something?
I believe she
Stuck in it?
said that she was aggravated because there was, you know, the sword was stuck into the beast. And
Yeah.
What did you say, Doug? I can't remember exactly.
It was skewered and embedded in the bottom of the lake, used for a purpose not as it was designed. It was piercing a beast.
A beast. So if they're trying to stop, so that beast then is indomitable.
Probably.
Maybe.
Indomitable told you. I mean, he was weirdly cryptic and kind of a nut job, but he told you
Well, he
that
said he was trapped there
by the song.
by this song, and when the song stopped, something came from the sword, and the sword's stabbed in a beast.
I don't know. You know who might have known? Guenivera.
Yeah, she
Magic
might have
killed her.
known. She might have been able to tell you quite a bit.
Vuhl might have been able to know. Vuhl might have known about it too. She killed him, murdered him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for that one, like not even a tiny bit.
All right. Well, I mean, from Guenivera. Yeah. Well, she left it back at her thing, so you have to go back. Chuck, that was addressed to you. Sorry.
No, that's all right. No, I'm looting whatever's here.
Okay. Well,
And then I'm gonna move into the cave.
all right. So, I mean, everybody's kind of freaked out. I mean, you're going to go into Vuhl's cave and look around?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Best
he
time to
does.
do it.
It does have that
I'll
long
take
dagger.
advantage. I'll take advantage of while everybody is freaked out to loot. I'm a thief after all.
All right. So you slip in behind there and everybody's freaking out and they're talking and, all the fays are sort of talking with each other. Song starts back up. You could probably grab that long dagger, which looks to be made of silver, but it's not masterwork or anything. It just looks like a silver dagger in the right hands. In the hands of one of these fey, it would probably be equivalent to a short sword, but,
Okay.
but he was bigger. So it was just a long dagger, like a poignard.
Yeah.
Inside his cave, I mean, you look around and toss the place pretty thoroughly. He doesn't really have anything that you would consider to be material wealth. There's some food there, bread and vegetables and flowers and shit from the whatever things that you do see a couple of a little crock that has those, like how owls will eat like small animals and stuff like that, and they'll regurgitate the bones. Inside of a crock is a couple of those regurgitations, guessing that he had eaten something else and sort of barfed up the bones into that crock. They're all sort of saying it. You don't find any money or anything.
This guy is just triply disappointing.
Yeah, we're gonna kill him again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stab him again. Here's for not having any loot, asshole.
I am the Vuhl Slayer.
Yeah.
Nothing in the way of like money or anything. And your guess is that these little fays, they don't have anything that are really, I mean, they don't have coins. They don't have a means of transaction. It's just this little tiny village out in the middle of the fire forest.
No. So I'll pocket the silver dagger.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Arendar's being pissed off.
Okay, so no change. How about Vandrum? What about you? Oh, she's not there. Poe, what about you? Do you
Here, Bondrum's not doing anything. I'm here.
okay. Poe, are you going to shrink back down to your normal size?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you, the Fae seemed frightened of you guys. This guy hops up and he's like, I'm real sorry about that stick. That time I stabbed you. And he runs away. The Fae are all sort of like in shock, and Popovin among them seems to be. Tiljan seems to be recovering because she's all flown over here and she's now helping these guys singing because they're sort of weirded out. So she's keeping the song going. The rest of them are sort of staggering around the village trying to figure out what just happened. Finally, Popovin looks to you guys and says, and he's still in the zone of truth, I guess. So, or does that go away? I guess it lasts minutes, so probably still here. Popovin looks to you and says, I must confess that you were right about Vuhl. I don't know how this could happen. I've never seen this creature before in my life. Vuhl, I've known since he was born. I just don't understand how this could happen. What manner of creature is this? And he looks around and he's like, what could this be?
Had you listened to us, the nymph would still be alive.
Yeah, rub that one in.
Yes, but you guys are a bunch of foreign dicks. We had no idea that this was going to be true.
With the emphasis on dicks.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron's not gonna argue that one at all.
He's, if Poe, you say that, he'll start crying. He's like sobbing. He's like, You're correct. We should have listened to you. We should have known that Anya." Well, he's sort of like he's sort of like he's not bawling or anything, but there's tears coming out of his eyes. He's like, we should have recognized you like we did, we should have recognized you that you had been sent here by Anyariel. We should have known. You're right. You're absolutely right. We've made a grave and terrible mistake, and I don't know that there's any way that can make it. And now Guenivera is dead. We must bring this to Tamber. We must bring all this to Tamber and lay the facts at her feet.
Yes. Do you know how to
Determine.
get there?
Huh?
Yes. Do you know how to get there?
I can ask the gods to show me the way. I don't know the direct way. But I know. I think I may be able to find her.
Because we're fresh out of ideas. This was Vuhl and the water chick are ways to get there.
Well, then he asks you, all this being the case, and you have been right about everything so far, what is your decision? And he sort of head raises up and he looks at you, Poole, but he also, our poet, but he looks at everybody. You are the chosen of Anyariel. You've been brought here by her will. I can see that now. Tell me, should we sing or should we not?
Aaron's going to be beside himself and point out to where the steam was. You didn't freaking see that? Actually, he didn't, but
What the hell are you talking about?
Poe should be saying that.
Papovin didn't see any of that. I think Poe may be the only one who saw that.
Keep singing until we know better.
We will sing. We will do the will of Tamber. We will sing. You heard him. You've heard you hear Popovin sort of yelling out, you heard the decision of the those that Anyariel had sent to us. Sing, continue to sing. And then you see some of the other Fae are like, all right, here we go. We're singing, dudes. And they sort of like start gathering around over there. Not all of them. Some of them, are still a little fearful, but the ones that are sort of close by sort of begin gathering around the tower and moving over there. And you can hear them saying, the servants of Anyariel have said it. They have called it. We shall sing. And they all start beginning, and the song gets louder and louder as all of these guys begin singing. And even Popovin comes over and to you, Polearm, and he says, puts one sort of gnarled Fey hand on your shoulder. He says, like, I am sorry that I doubted you, Mr. Poe. I shall never do so again. And even he begins singing as he starts walking across there.
Let me know if you see a barbed devil pop up.
Yeah.
I just come out of the cave.
Popovin turns around and is like, the fuck are you talking about now?
I come out of the cave after a very disappointing loot, and I'm like, why the fuck are they still singing?
They
I
are
thought
all
we-
like, the entire tribe has pretty much gone over there, except for a few stragglers.
I thought we came here to shut them the hell up.
Well, that's something you have to consider, because, that was what you promised Indomitable.
Yeah, not sure about that now.
Wait, are we not sure about that now?
We got to know more.
You got to fight Indomitable?
Fight him, but I just want to know if we need to let him go or not. I don't believe him. I don't believe the devil. I don't believe any of this shit.
Wait a minute, are we siding with the flying morons?
No,
Oh, okay.
we're waiting for more information.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my one level of ranger so I can get favored enemy Fey.
Oh,
Especially you, Ray.
No!
Especially you, Ray. The two dicks from the ridge, they want to apologize
Yeah, no, I'm
and
gonna
make it
climb
up
the-
to you.
I'm gonna climb the hill and go talk to those little assholes.
yes.
So you were brave enough to shoot at me, but when the real enemy that we told you about showed up, then you fled.
Yes, exactly.
I think you should both commit seppuku right now.
You like Guenivera?
Yes, do that.
They don't seem to be listening, but yeah. So now most of the tribe is now singing. Poe, you don't see any more of the steam. The steam has sort of dissipated up into the atmosphere. Popovin is singing. Tilgian is singing, and the corpse of whatever was Vuhl continues to leak black green goo into the sand. And it's
Yeah.
we're closing in on 11:30.
Okay.
So does anybody have any last things they want to do before we bag it for the night?
Yeah, who mentioned it? Can we set that thing on? Can we set that on fire?
Could try to. Do you have any ignitables?
Yeah,
I mean,
I want to detect undead on that thing before we let this go.
it's pretty moist. So if you're doing like flint and steel, that's not going to work.
Detect undead do anything left?
It's not undead.
It's just dead.
So do you think?
It's only partially dead. No, it's not. Whatever it is, it's not an undead creature.
It's fun, Les.
Thanks. I'm glad.
Yeah, appreciate you guys letting me sit in and have some fun with you.
Yeah, thanks for fighting with us, Doug.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's fun having you here too.
Thank you.
No worries. All right. So next time, does anybody before we go, does anybody want to do anything or I don't know, join in the song? That sounds like a job for you, Ray. You're a singer guy, aren't you?
I can add the F flats as I put arrows into the Fey motherfuckers. Does that count?
Well, it could count.
That's the song all the villagers sang when the Grinch came, when.
Yeah.
All the who's in Whoville,
Yeah.
all the Fays in Fayville lifted their voices to the sky in supplication. All right.
Mick,
Thank you.
Plink has
Yeah,
arrows.
wait, good, because that means their throats are open.
You're just gonna sneak up on shit. So next time we'll probably figure out what to do next.
We're trying to find what's her name.
Well, and so Popovin would basically, I mean, you're not really talking to him right now, but Popovin said to Poe
That's our next
basically,
step.
I think I could find her. I'm gonna. You're guessing, Poe, that he's gonna do some sort of like divination, pray to the gods of Ariel, throw some rune bones and try and figure out which direction to go. He doesn't know where she is, but he's hoping that the gods, some sort of divination, will guide you to him. Now that he has the chosen of Anyariel with him, success
So
is guaranteed.
So Arendar is going to walk up and tap his wrist and say, "Is this going to take you very long, or is this something that you can?"
We only have 23 more choruses of this. All right. We'll stop for tonight. Thank you guys. This was awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, all. Have a good week,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody. You guys have a good week. Wish me
All right,
luck on my
guys.
pitch tomorrow.
You bet. Good luck,
luck.
sir. You're gonna do great.
Thanks, guys.
Good
Knock
luck.
them dead, break a leg,
Yeah,
whatever the right
break a
thing
leg,
is.
whatever.
Will do. See y'all.
All right. See you.